Those only go on the Patreon.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Wait, tell me you have Justin's sleeping ASMR on Patreon?
That's crazy.
Hey, listen,
So
that's up
you
on
guys, we have
that's up on the After Dark channel. I think I uploaded that as a separate video.
Okay, wait, hold on.
So in 2 days we have Valentine's.
Yeah.
Wait, shit, you did upload that. I've seen that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Katie, explain. During the Dory reading, Justin fell asleep at some point.
Oh, okay.
He fell asleep. I don't remember if we were live still when it happened. I think we were done, but I was still recording on the back end. So
that's good. And also valid, TBH.
Let me see if I
What
can
the
find
hell?
Let me see if I can find it.
Hey man, this stuff is late sometimes. Stuff runs late. I beat EP2.
Wake the fuck up. We got the finale of Ouran Host Club.
Andy, wake up. I can't have you die on me again. We're at the end of Ouran.
Also, you're literally like in a time zone where this is a better time for you, so
Exactly.
it doesn't go that late.
Oh, wait, Ari and Andy were there for this too.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was Toradora, but it was something. Yeah.
It was for Toradora, yeah. I just post that in there. We're like trying to talk about it still.
Years.
And
my memory is bad.
Damn, I can't believe you forgot about me. How rude.
Who are you?
Oh, no.
I was gonna say something really mean.
Say it, Andy. Do it, coward.
I was gonna say it's not
Solar
that hard to forget you.
Damn, Jesus.
That one hurt.
Christ.
Only from you, though. If Jeff said I wouldn't mind.
I don't mean it. It was
Jesus
the first
Christ.
thing that came to mind.
Jesus Christ.
Tell you the problem, that's the first thing you can think of.
Jesus Christ. Who are you?
Shut up, Jeff.
It's my show. I don't have to shut up.
Yes, you do.
No, I
everybody
don't.
should join the Wolfborg Discord so that
You
they
should.
can see the sticker sheet.
That's true.
Sticker page that I have that I'm about to send.
You should.
It
Yeah.
has Beatrice on
And
it.
only for that reason. No other
You
reason.
go to discord.wolfborg.com. You join, you grab the book club roll, you can see this stuff.
Hold on.
I mean, you don't need the roll to see this stuff, but
if I recall, yes, there we go. See?
I'll also show it on stream too. Unless you don't want me to. Unless you don't want me to.
I mean, you can. It's fine. My roommate, right, my old college roommate, we were meeting up for dinner one time, and she said, "I brought you something," and handed me 2 of these chicken strip stickers.
But what chicken strip is it?
We were at Chili's. So one of our so my roommate worked at Chili's through college. She still does. And one of our, I'm not joking, weekly rituals is I would ask her to bring me food because she got a discount since she was an employee. So she would come back at like fucking midnight with chicken crispers for me, and we would sit and gossip in the kitchen until like 1 in the morning because I would be up late studying. And then we'd convene and we'd discuss and then we'd go to bed. So I look, man, I love my tendies. I bodied that shit too. Give me like 15 minutes, I'll eat an entire chicken crispers meal. I love that shit so much. So shout out to my roommate.
I don't know if that's impressive or normal.
I wouldn't know
well,
either.
it shouldn't be normal. It gives me really bad indigestion.
So normal. So I'm getting normal from that.
Guys, please make sure that you chew your food properly when you eat it. It's really bad for your esophagus and your stomach and your sleep quality and your cognitive function if you do not properly digest and masticate your food. Okay?
Gulp those glissies whole.
God damn.
What the fuck?
Also, good to see the best of Mineko character again.
Yeah. Ari sent me that. Thank you, Ari.
Thank you, Ari.
Sorry.
Is it the pickle in the jar?
No, the pickle in the jar.
The pickle in the jar is not an Umineko character.
So
Crazy.
I very often frequent Dutch Bros as like that's my morning drink that I get before I go to work, and they had I think a month where they were selling like pickle themed drinks. I think I brought this up too. So at the time that I got this, that was a pickle scented sticker that they were giving out during their monthly sticker
You guys
drop.
are putting scents in your stickers?
It did not. I'll tell you now, it did not smell like pickles.
What did it smell like
Um,
then?
And good. Well, so it smelled like you know that weird faintly foot-like smell that after you've emptied a jar of pickles, right? And you still have like that vinegar and the dill seasoning in it and you smell that and it smells like almost like sweat kinda. That's what it
No.
smelled like.
No, I don't.
So, Andy, you want to know a fun fact?
I don't know what
I've never
we're
had pickles
cooking here.
before.
Yeah, of course. I mean that part I just kind of immediately assumed, but
So yeah, they had I don't know why and I don't know if it was popular, but they had pickle drinks at Dutch Bros for a solid month at least a while ago.
But I
And
feel like every fast food place like went through a simultaneous pickle phase.
they must have because I think Sonic did it too.
Sonic did it,
The
and I know
Hedgehog?
Popeyes had like pickle lemonade
Fuck
and
you,
weird
Chef.
stuff.
Yeah,
Jimmy John's had a sandwich that was literally they replaced the bun with a giant pickle.
so
Oh, is
there must have been
two
like
pickles? How
some
does that work?
No, it was a
corporate
giant pickle.
sponsorship or something that happened all at that time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Psychopaths.
Don't ask me. I didn't fucking eat it. I didn't. I did beer flights with the friends that did. I had a couple friends that when they I don't remember where they were traveling, but they said they got pickle beer flights and that it was some of the worst beer that they ever had in their life.
Disgusting. Ugh.
okay,
Figure out the
let's
best way to operate.
What have you done?
see
What?
who's here. Okay, looks like we got
Most of the circus.
pretty
We
much.
still, we still got to get Coda.
Coda's not coming. Do we know if Baguetti's coming? Did Baguetti say whether or not they were showing up?
I doubt it.
Okay. All right. Well then, looks like, and I haven't heard from Turando in a while, but I don't think I also saw him posting about chapters
Nah, dude,
lately.
he's trying to research the time travel
Oh.
stuff that's going on in Ouran.
That
Well, he was
sandwich
posting
is
about the Tora
horrifying.
Uma stuff last week, so I don't know if he was keeping up, but he might not be around for the show in time, so it's fine.
But-
We just do this.
Yeah, accidental trauma.
Wait, where's
Always
my
happens.
slippers? My feet are getting cold.
Accidental trauma is crazy.
I mean, it was. You can't. I'm not wrong. That's literally what it was. It was accidental.
Listen, trauma from accidents sounds like they happen often. I don't know.
I mean, to Tamaki it does.
All right, we got everybody here, ready to go. Let's get this going. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time, and soon to be all up on Spotify as well. We are here to continue our discussions to wrap up Ouran High School Host Club. This week we're going to be talking about volumes 17 and 18, the finale of the series. But before we get into that, let's introduce everybody who we got here as guests in alphabetical order as I see it on Discord, starting with number 1 Tamaki Apologist. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm number 1 Tamaki Apologist, aka Nyan Bacon, aka Andy. You can find me as Nyan Bacon on pretty much all socials, some variation of that. Nyan Bacon, the Nyan Bacon _official, so on and so forth. I use he, they pronouns, please. No, she, her. Yes, I know I sound like a girl. Cope! And honestly, my recommendation today is the chronological order playlist of Smosh's Eat It or Yeet It series. I've been playing it at work so that I don't have to listen to the inbound department talk behind me because they all talk really, really loudly. And honestly, for white noise, it's pretty good. It did make me gag a couple times, but honestly, peak entertainment. They're all having a good time. I'm not having a good time because I'm at work, but they almost make me feel like I am having a good time. So that's
I'm
my
gonna be real.
recommendation for this.
I'm gonna be real. I never expected Smosh to be a recommendation here at the book club, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take
Like
it.
Hell yeah.
Andy got his unique things happen. One of them is Ouran.
Hey, listen, it's better than nobody recommending something or somebody not recommending something or giving an anti-recommend. So we'll take it. We'll take it. Have some fun with Smosh. Fuck it. Go have fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Andy. Next up, Anne Christmas. Introduce yourself.
Hi, that's me. I'm Marianne, or Anne, whichever you prefer. As for my recommendation this week, I started rereading Seabed again because I'm normal. So that's what I'm gonna go with.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Go check that out if you're interested in that. Thanks so much for that. Next up, Arimia. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Ramia. I like shonen shit. This week, actually this weekend, I was not going to go see it in theaters. I was probably just like, if friends wanted to watch it later after it's out of theaters, streaming somewhere, I'd watch it. But I had the opportunity to go to one of those like nice theaters, quote unquote, where they have like the recliners and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got to go see Iron Lung.
Hell yeah.
It was pretty good. Not my normal cup of tea. I don't really watch horror movies and stuff. But I liked how methodical it was. You could really just tell just how methodical every shot was. Very carefully combed over. And parts of it were kind of slow, parts of it were kind of, I would have, thought other people would do things differently, but overall I enjoyed it. It was also pretty unique to go see it in theaters, so it was good.
All right. Well, go check
Speaking
out.
of continuing the old YouTuber trend
Yes.
recommendation, but
listen. Iron Lung was Markiplier's like 3-year-long independent movie project. Okay, and I'm proud of him
it feels
for
like
it.
5 or 6.
I know. Was it?
The amount of
It
time
might have
he's
been more than
talking
3.
about
But
it.
I don't know. But all I know is I'm very glad that he's been having the success with it that he had. I'm glad for it. I think it was very nice. So
When we left the
congratulations.
theater, my mom was like, "So how did you hear about this small movie?" And like, I still have a very old pink mustache Markiplier shirt I
my
got in
God.
like
Oh my
early
God.
high school.
Same.
Like
God damn.
Classic.
so
Same.
old. I think it had like the M was like made to look like Minecraft letters.
It was articulated.
And I'm just like, well, you see.
About that.
I just really like indie movies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
too.
yeah.
That's it. That's all.
Holy shit.
Horror, that's what I'm known for.
Right.
Yeah,
Supporting
very
local
well known.
artists.
Yeah,
Of course.
Local.
with 37 million subscribers.
Small indie go get. I mean, listen, compared to how much money Hollywood normally puts into stuff and all the people they gotta get involved with it, I mean, hey.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's kind of the thing.
yeah.
I can't even picture that amount of money.
Like, we're joking, but comparatively.
I just remember him talking often about like how he had to put so much money and effort into building a render farm just to make it render well or some shit like that. And I'm like, oh my god, Jesus
a
Christ.
render farm.
Yeah, he kept talking a lot
Yeah.
about the render farm he had to set up for his production, and I'm like, oh my
You know,
god.
we like free
Yeah, in his
rendering here.
bathroom or something. 'Cause that's where it would cool the best.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Anyways, go check out Iron Lung if you haven't seen it already. I actually don't think it's in
pretty
theaters
good.
anymore. Maybe it is. I don't know.
This is
It
probably
is here.
this
Thank
is probably the last
goodness.
week, maybe.
Oh,
Who
okay,
knows?
that's awesome.
I
Alright.
don't know if it is
Yeah,
or not. It probably,
I
but
think-
these
If
things aren't
it's
gonna
still
last too
in
long.
theaters near you, you should go see it. It's a good time. You will have a good time. I think.
Yes.
Or
at least.
don't.
Yeah.
Very
where
unique
where I am,
experience.
it's still in it into next week. They just gave it like the weird times, but it's still in
Yeah.
theaters like through next week.
Right.
And if you have a penny theater, it's likely it might be there too.
Hell yeah. So
Yeah.
go check that out if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for that, Arimia. Next up, Tamaki Apologist V4. Introduce yourself.
I'm sure the thing I recommend for this week is not being in college.
Yeah.
Okay, we got an anti-recommend. Is it any
No, that
specific
isn't
reason?
recommend. That is recommend.
You're
What are you talking about?
recommending someone to not do something. This is an anti-recommend. You know it's
No,
an
it's a
anti-recommend.
recommendation.
It's an anti-recommend. You can't just skirt the rules with that. It's an anti-recommend. Is there a
Yes, I
specific
can,
reason?
yeah.
Is there a specific reason this time you would like people to not go to
I'll
college?
get to it after, okay? I'll get to it after. It's
Oh,
too
okay.
personal.
Oh, all right. Well,
To continue on the track though of old YouTubers, the YouTuber I recommend is Nine Bacon.
all
Oh,
right.
thank you.
Go
I
check
don't-
out.
I don't remember
What's your name on YouTube? The Nyan Bacon, or is it Nyan Bacon official or something?
I think I'm actually just Nyan Bacon
Yeah, you're
on
just
YouTube.
Nyan Bacon.
And actually, you guys all should follow me because in 10 months,
should already be
8
subscribed.
months, I've decided that I'm going to relive or finally accomplish some goals of mine, which is to revive some old content styles. And I'm going to drop me and all of my friends into a Gary's mod map with a bunch of scary things, and we're going to die a lot. So you guys
Oh.
should follow me that, and that'll come out for Halloween.
Oh,
Hell
I thought
yeah.
you were saying official comedy, but that works too.
Nah. Also, that's not up on my YouTube, but my Minecraft is. So if you want to watch some Minecraft streams,
Also Zuma.
also dude.
Zumba.
I love Zuma. Zuma's so peak. But I cannot beat the first game.
All right. Well,
Maybe I'll try again this year.
okay, so from Shadow we have don't go to college and subscribe to Nyan Bacon on YouTube. So
Of course.
if you're interested, do or don't do those things. I specifically am hinting at don't do those things in regards to the college thing potentially. If you want to go to college, go. But you should subscribe to Nyan
Yeah,
Bacon.
tell.
So, anyways, next up, Thrice Deceased. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Thrice, aka Mike, she, they. But my recommendation for this week is in 2009, the Sci-Fi Channel came out with a 2-episode miniseries called Alice. It's very, very weird. I need everyone in the world to see it. But yeah, it's a Alice in Wonderland thing.
I was going to
it
ask if
doesn't-
that's a bold assumption to assume it was, but I guess
Yeah.
not.
It doesn't stream anywhere. I don't think you can buy it digitally anywhere. I had to buy a physical Blu-ray off of eBay. But I remembered it
fucked.
existed. And it's like I need to own this and be able to watch it whenever I want.
Okay. Well, if you're
Yeah.
interested, see if you can find a way to watch the, what'd you say, 2-episode miniseries called Alice. Sounds
Yes.
pretty interesting.
There's someone uploaded it in like 16 parts on YouTube, but
my
2
God.
of the parts are missing because I
That's
assume they probably got claimed.
Only
the
those
person
2
hasn't,
parts.
like-
Okay.
Yeah, they
Those have
haven't
the
been
rights
active
to
on
them?
YouTube in years, so they don't know that they're not there anymore. But it is
Okay.
this series themed account because they, I guess, liked the guy that played the Mad Hatter in the movie. So their profile picture is like the Mad Hatter from this movie.
Can't believe they brought
Yeah.
like Kevin.
I'm slightly like it's the Tootsie Roll pop in the back of Shadow's head, except I kind of have a bit more substance
told
to
you.
go off of with this. Like it
Well-
was kind of a romance between them, wasn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates is the evil queen. Tim Curry is the dodo bird. The lady playing Alice was on Grey's Anatomy.
What the hell?
You made
Yeah.
fun of me, Ari. Look where you are
Yeah.
now.
No, this was an era, okay?
It was a vibe. It was like the era that I was most watching Sci-Fi Channel, and I don't think I caught this when it was on. I think the first time I watched it all the way through was that 16-part YouTube upload.
I think I watched part of it on when it was airing, because I do have
Yeah.
a bit of recollection of that. Yeah, huh?
I'm looking at this and I absolutely remember this.
Yeah, if anyone here watched it, it'd be you.
You know what? Me and sci-fi go way back, man.
Hell yeah.
It's the era of the Sci-Fi Channel that I was like tuned into, but didn't really like watch anything fully because it was like, okay, this was the same time that Eureka was on and Warehouse 13 was on and Alphas was on, and they were all weirdly connected to each other somehow.
All right.
You
Well,
know it's from the 2000s because one of the characters has a fedora.
hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that the tell?
Yeah.
Is that how you know?
Maybe, potentially. All right. Well, thank you so much for this. So go check that out if you are interested in that, if you still can find that. So good luck to you in your journey. Thank you so much for your recommendation. Next up,
Maybe I
Twin-
should play it, stream it to the Discord.
Oh, God. Next up, Twin Idiocracy. Introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Aztec, and I like bad media. I haven't consumed any recently, so go watch a Godzilla movie.
Just
Hell
any
yeah.
of them?
Most of them.
I was going to say, if you're...
Any
if
of the
you-
ones that came out in like the last decade were pretty good. I'll
was gonna
say
say-
-1. That was good.
Okay, all right. Because I was gonna say if you're introducing yourself as I like bad media, go watch a Godzilla movie instead. And I'm like, I know there's at least one Godzilla
Look,
movie
there
that
are
was
plenty
pretty
of
bad.
Godzilla movies I can recommend as bad media as well, but
There's a bit of overlap. With most things with bad media, there's a little bit of overlap here and there.
All right.
All the time.
I was a big fan of Shin Godzilla. I saw that in theaters again, semi recently. I want to say at some point last year they replayed it in theaters, and it was really good. So
yeah.
all right. Thank you so much for that. Next up, me, Wolfborg, aka Chaplin, aka the best anime book club host ever of all time. That's just a fact. Look it up. You just search it up. You'll find it. This week, I would recommend. I had it in my mind. It was. Oh no! I just saw. Okay, I literally just saw it like a couple hours ago before book club. The Mist, 2007, Stephen King movie adaptation. We specifically watched the black and white version of it, and you should do that because the colored in color version makes it look a lot goofier with the premise. It's very cool.
Quite goofier.
Well, I kind of don't want to say too much because it kind of spoils a lot of what makes it interesting. But it is very interesting.
Fair enough.
Essentially, the premise is essentially a group of people in like Maine end up trapped in a grocery store because a weird mist has covered and trapped them, and there's weird stuff in the mist, and things happen. And I don't really want to say more than that because it's interesting. So go check that out if you are interested in that. This is an interesting time. If you can find it, watch the black and white version. It adds to the experience. Anyways, thank you so much for that. Next up, Trauma Malord. Introduce yourself.
Hello. It is I. I don't have any recommendations. I was very busy the last week. So let's go anime.
Let's go anime.
Woohoo!
Anime, yay. Anime for the win. Hell yeah.
Anime with a stick.
Okay, well, you're always with your anti-recommendations here, I see. Thank you so much for that, Big Eddie. All right, and that should be everybody. So let's talk about the finale of Ouran High School Host Club. Oh boy,
I
Okay.
can't believe Haruhi and Tamaki ended up together.
could you
What a
believe it?
twist.
That's insane.
They
Andy, can you believe this?
Nowhere.
I thought this was
Hey,
Yaoi.
I was
So,
shocked.
unfortunately,
It's very shocking.
70% of what I have to say tonight is the fact that it should have been Kyoya and Tamaki. All the way up until the fucking end, bro. It should have been Kyoya and Tamaki.
You know, one of the side
Like-
stories also mentioned one of the characters
We'll get-
thinking
we'll get there,
Kyoya
we'll
was
get
dating
there,
Tommy
we'll get
too.
there, We'll get there.
Yes.
We're
Uh,
supposed to be fujoing
woman
out
has-
right now.
This woman has known them for like 10 minutes and she already understands them better than literally anyone else.
Including themselves. Including
Interesting.
themselves.
But we'll get to that later because I got some things to say on that
We'll
too.
get to the Spanish arc later.
Well, we started this with continuing the Tamaki family, the Suo family, politics drama arc of things, which went in a wild fucking direction that I did not expect. So I think we ended last week thinking that we were just lying about Tamaki's mom having an illness. No. She did have the illness. We've just simply cured the illness in secret, and we are now using that drug to overthrow the grandmother and take over the company somehow.
Yeah.
Advanced.
Just doing a coup.
Yeah, and like
still query here
Like
and there.
I think about you know, it's a detective trope where, you know, even if it sounds unlikely, the most, you know, once you have crossed off all of the other answers, what you're left with has to be the answer. And I don't know how they jumped to, well, clearly they just cured her her mega cancer
I mean,
before
of course.
to, hey, maybe they were lying about her being sick because she looks completely
Look,
like
Ari, okay,
Yeah,
they have
yeah.
a more
or
money
at the
than you
very
can
least,
think
maybe they just told Tamaki the wrong illness. They didn't want him. They wanted him thinking that it was something super serious when actually it wasn't, and this was all just a ploy to keep him away from his mother. You know, she was actually
Right.
sick, but it wasn't that deadly illness that she had been contracted with.
I
No,
don't think anybody ever specifically told Tamaki what the illness was.
So I think
I
Kyoya had to figure it out. It sounded like Kyoya had figured it out, but Tamaki probably was never entirely aware. I don't think either. But in either case, when I was reading this stuff, my initial assumption was, okay, Kyoya is going to assume either A, someone was lying, or B, someone probably just misdiagnosed her. That was the more likely one, her being misdiagnosed.
yeah.
And yet, nothing... We didn't do either of those approaches or even seem to think about that. Well, they kind of thought about the misdiagnose in that he said in a couple lines, like, sometimes people are treated with it when they don't have the disease. And I think they said nothing happens to them, surprisingly, or something. I don't remember.
Or that their symptoms go into remission. So this is pretty common, I think, with chronically ill people, is that they might get a medicine that happens to curb some of the symptoms, so it seems like they're getting better, but the medicine isn't treating like the source problem. It's just kind of like lessening the symptoms.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but instead,
no, they cured her.
Instead, yes, not only did they cure her, they cured her and were keeping the cure a secret, not to not let Tamaki know that his mom has been cured, but instead it was to secretly build up another company related to her the mom's family, so that they could have a new business in the medical field. And then somehow this also leads to them overthrowing their grandmother and making her resign. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I was a little confused about that, but let me try to see if I understand it fully. Because Tamaki's dad, by the way, to be clear for the people listening, the host club figures this all out, and then it doesn't matter because they then immediately check the news and it's on the news. So
The host club apostrophe Kyoya.
Mostly Kyoya.
Yeah.
Kyoya, yes. Kyoya figures it out. Kyoya is doing a whole bunch of research behind the scenes, and by the time he finally decides to go and talk to the host club about it and has them all meet up together, and they're like, perhaps it's this reason. And then they refresh the news, and they're like, oh yeah, it was that. Okay, so...
not Chef. You have to go check the internet lately?
Oh my god. I was just
Which is
like...
also kind of funny, because it's like, well, Japan is ahead of time, so... It was posted that day in the morning in France, so the time zones also kind of...
Ari, we've been always...
Does it make more sense if it was the reverse, where if they were in France and it got posted in the morning in Japan in the time...
Quick, we gotta get Turando in here to look at his
clock.
Exactly.
We need the clock. The clock.
battler. It's the integral clue.
Listen.
Solemnly impotent.
Listen, the clock was the key to everything, apparently. Yeah, so they find out all this stuff. It seemed like the idea was because Tamaki's mom's family now has that medical business that's been publicly revealed or whatever, and now it's about to break through for the family in the medical industry. So now they're gonna have a lot more money. So now they don't have to be under Tamaki's grandmother's influence. And I assume that's supposed to lead towards vote decisions in the boardroom, potentially. I don't quite know if that was supposed to be the implication, because the very next scene we see is Tamaki's dad in a board meeting, basically having everybody else except his mom agree that his mom should resign. And when the mom is just like, actually, you can't make me resign just through this because you have the shareholders to account for too. He pulls out a folder that says, "Oh, I actually just talked to all the shareholders, and they all signed this thing, and they all said they want me to have you resign too." So we could just get rid of you now.
So
Technically, it was like they signed over the power to him to make decisions in their stead or something. So they didn't really know what was happening afterwards, I guess, or something. I forget, but.
No, I think it was specifically that they all approved to get rid of her.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Fuck all about business.
Yeah.
That was insane. That I feel like that is not how that should go at all.
So from what I understand,
No,
from what I understand, it depends on how the business is structured, and these businesses can structure their rules in ways that they deem fit or whatever, I believe. I don't know how Japanese stuff works with this, to be clear, but I believe with most companies like this, they come up with their own formal rules for how this stuff works, and then most of their rules can't be changed without the specified reasons that they agree that these be changed, and they have to be done through publicly recorded votes or some shit like that. I don't remember, but
Here we go.
I just assume they could do whatever.
Hatori Bisco follows rules.
No, not at all.
She said, "Every one of them was loyal to my husband. Your board's motion today could easily be overturned at the next general shareholders meeting. Unfortunately not, Mother. This was signed by all the shareholders. It states that they unanimously approve of transferring all Suo's management responsibilities to me."
Right.
So
then with that, he could just decide that, yeah.
And no, specifically that they all approve of the ownership going to him rather than to her.
Right. Okay. And the point of this
that she
was
should step down.
Right. So through all this stuff, Tamaki's dad, what's his name? Yuzu something? Yuzuru,
I think.
Yuzuru, yeah.
Mhm.
So Yuzuru has essentially kicked his grandmother out of her own company so that he could take charge. And he does this thinking, I've done it. All my plans have worked, and I finally freed us from my grandmother. I've done a good thing. We are all free to do whatever we want. So I apologize to the host club and to you, Tamaki, but it had to be done so that we could be out of Grandma's control. Now we're free. And Tamaki's like, fuck you, Dad. Why the fuck did you do that? What's wrong with you? Grandma's crying over there. Well, she wasn't crying. She was just being very quiet and detached now. Okay? You crushed her spirits. You took away the one thing that she had, pretty much. Why would you do it like this, essentially?
Well, she had a multi-billion-dollar company.
Well, I mean, this is the main thing that it was trying to do. I knew Hatori Bisco was going to try to do something like this, probably. And I didn't know the details of how we were going to get there, but knowing how she's written the past volumes of this, she rarely ever has an actual evil character who, despite doing evil things, is actually evil or whatever. We had to do something like when you have a kidnapping. No. These are actually good kidnappers. They were doing it to try to save their business, and they didn't even know what to do. And then what else did we have? I think when I tried to think about this, I think the only two cases we've had of genuinely evil kind of characters was the girl who was bullying Haruhi in the first volume, and the boys at the beach who tried harassing Haruhi, I think.
Yeah.
Hi, I'd like to submit my formal thesis that Renge is also evil. She's just playing it off.
All right.
Renge? Really? What do you have against her? What do you have against Fujoshis?
She reminds me
Evil.
too much of myself, and I don't like that.
If you
Wow, I
actually
see.
supported women, you would not be saying these things.
Look,
up. It's
Ari,
fucked up.
it's just a self-loathing, okay? It happens to all of us.
See, I noticed that
Honest-
you're a Tamaki apologist, but not a women apologist.
What did
It wasn't
you
Umineko.
apologize for?
That's what's wrong with this world right now.
Now-
Too many Tamaki apologies. Okay, I'm done.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
hold on.
Now that being said, okay, I don't necessarily hate how we handled the grandma situation. I kind of liked it because it led into showing more of the side of Tamaki where he just wants them to all be happy together as a family, and we got to see a little bit of him trying to connect with the grandma. And then they had a few very cute moments when he's trying to play piano for her, and then he finds out that she's a big what was it, like old samurai
Samurai dramas.
otaku.
Uh-huh.
So
Very specific niche here.
which she's also a fan of too, mostly because his dad through all of his childhood just kept telling him lies and fantasies about how Japan really is, so he was like, oh, I gotta check this out. The dad would legit be sending Tamaki VHS tapes of the show, the implication being that he was trying to get Tamaki into the same interests that the Suo grandmother was also in. I don't remember the grandmother's name. It was probably start with an S or something. I don't remember. But trying to get Tamaki into the same interests that he knows his mom is into, because Yuzuru is not into them or something like that. I couldn't tell if it was because like the whole thing with Yuzuru is just he has felt like he's been so under his mother's control his entire life pretty much that he's kind of detached himself from her in many ways to the point where he feels like he has to do this whole work politics dethroning of her thing to stop her, which Tamaki obviously doesn't like, but most of that is just stemming from him never feeling like he can have an actual conversation with his mom, I guess. To be like, hey, what if we just like chilled out or whatever? But apparently taking over your mom's company and then saying, hey, can we talk? That seemed to be the solution. That was the only part that kind of weirded me, but
Yeah, that like they get so close to bringing up that this is all about generational trauma. This is all about the grandmother being forced into this terrible position with her husband dying and having to become this strong leader by force, and because of that having to raise her son in a way that she might not have wanted to, and forcing all of these responsibilities onto him and all of that, and then the son in turn kind of doing that to Tamaki by making him the scapegoat. Like, we get so close to actually pointing out this trauma that has transcended one generation to the next. And then we just kind of skirt around it with, well, you guys are all idiots and you should just talk to each other. That girl has spunk. I actually like that Fujioka girl.
I'd also like to mention that the first plan, okay, let's kidnap Takamaki.
wait, oh yeah, because they had to. That was when they were like, okay.
When Ane came to Japan.
Yeah, so
Ane and however.
Yeah,
How did the French pronounce it?
Tamaki's mom.
Sorry, what?
No, okay, all right. Well, Tamaki's mom came to Japan after Tamaki's dad took over the company. He's like, oh, now you can come over, and you're not, my mom's not in control anymore, so you can come over anytime. He's also trying to be like, your host club, you guys can start up again whenever you want. I already let him know, I apologize for that or whatever. He's telling Tamaki like, hey, you can leave and go as you want now. We can get everybody from the mansion too over here too. Like, we can get Antoinette over here. Like, everything's fine now. So because of this, Tamaki's mom's coming over now, and this part. So I was okay with the fact that Tamaki's like, I'm not going to see my mom until I've gained the forgiveness of the grandmother, or won her over again after all the shit that just happened with her. That part I was okay with. What I don't think I was okay with was our final conflict, which was an arc in which the stakes are Tamaki's mom is going on a flight back to France, and we have to get Tamaki there before noon, or else. Like, we make it sound like this is going to be the last time he's ever going to see her. Ever. And then I'm pretty sure, like, the very next chapter, like, a week or so has passed, and she's back there. So I'm like, I don't know.
Too long, chap.
I don't know
Can't
if...
take it.
Like, it didn't seem like it was going to be the end of the world if the mom left at that, like, for a bit and then came back. They're rich. It sounds like they could have sent her back. They're even more rich now, it sounds like. So I don't...
Hey, what's up? Tamakyo enjoyer here real quick. I just want to point out, hey, listen, I was eating good this week, okay?
You know what? I'm not blaming you. I find the word funny.
The last meal.
I don't suffer. Some might call it.
Again, I cannot emphasize enough. Kyoya was screaming at Tamaki's dad to his face, having to be held back by Honey because he was so pissed at how much Yuzuru misunderstood Tamaki.
Yep.
And you're gonna look me dead in the eyes and tell me that Hatori Bisco didn't want them to be endgame? You're lying to me. Somebody in this equation is lying.
Also, she says that Kyoya would definitely only marry somebody if it furthered the Otori family goals.
Who has his dad been emphasizing would be beneficial to their family? Tamaki! Anyway.
A lot to consider there.
And then later, okay, I'm just gonna bring it up now since we're on this arc. In volume 18, when they're finally the Tamaki and Haruhi are together, Honey looks over at Kyoya and he's like, "Are you fine with this? You know, surely you know about your feelings for her." And it's like,
not Tamaki.
What are you talking about?
What was his words?
We're looking at right now?
His words were specifically like, "You think I would be interested in that little tanuki or whatever?" I think is what he says. All right. Well.
Anyway, it was supposed to be Tamaki and Kyoya, and I stand by that. Okay. That's all.
That's all you have to. Okay. I will say the whole final conflict of we have to get him to the flight before it takes off.
So, first we got to kidnap him.
Which seems like it started with them meeting with the dad and talking with the dad, and the dad admitting that they're going on the flight, and then they're rushing to get to the flight. The dad's already there. The dad's at the flight, getting her there, and meanwhile they have to convince him to stall it. I was very confused with. First of all, I was confused with that. Second of all, cell phones? Did we forget cell phones exist? Do we forget?
Cell phones are allowed in airports. Very well-known fact, chef. Don't you know?
Do we forget? Like Tamaki's dad's a business guy. He's gonna have that shit on him at all times. What do you mean? Like,
not in airports. It's a crime punishable by death.
He
already turned it on airplane mode. So actually, in that time era, they had to turn on airplane mode as soon as they entered the airport, not just when they got on the plane.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, new FDA regulations have come in since then.
You guys are still
if you don't do it, they take you out.
Permanently?
Oh my god.
Please.
Listen.
Hold on, you're not supposed to do that anymore?
So, like, that was the first layer of things, was being like, hello? I was getting flashbacks to the whole, all right, sorry, we got to cancel Valentine's Day because Honey has a cavity and we don't know dentists exist. Like, I was getting flashbacks towards that kind of logic with this. Hoax. And this is, like, supposed to be, like, the final dramatic thing, too. That was annoying me. And then also, all the stakes were just mom's going back to France, and we're wealthy families, so she can come back at any point. She's coming back next week, actually. But, like, we have to go see her now before she goes back. Like, these are the stakes involved here. And she had to go back. Yep, go on.
I was fine with that. The whole, like, we need to get Tamaki to beat her because... Specifically because she came there to see him, you know? Like, that was the purpose of the trip, to finalize not only seeing each other for the first time in years, but also to finalize the arc that they had been, for the whole series, essentially. That arc of reuniting his family together and them being able to talk to one another again.
Sure.
So I was fine with that because of that stuff. But then, like you said, then they started bringing in stuff where it's like, oh, well, we have to have somebody at the airport to actually to stall her from getting on the airplane, because it's going to be such a tight window where, well, normally she would already be on the plane, and realistically, planes close their doors like 20 minutes before they even take off. But when you start adding in stuff like that, it starts getting kind of like, okay, we could just gloss over some of these details.
And who do we send in, Ari? Who do we send in to stall?
It was
Fucking Nekozawa.
Yeah, Nekozawa. And the chairman only knew that they needed to stall because he looked at Nekozawa and he goes, "Wait a second, that's one of my students." And then I think Honey's girlfriend is there.
Yeah.
I think Honey's girlfriend is there, and she goes, "Shh," and he goes, "Something's happening. I guess I was stalled."
Oh no, my stomach! What is happening? I can't move.
I'm frozen.
Like, okay,
I don't need a hospital, but I can't move.
For exactly 10 minutes.
Somebody call a doctor.
When it gets to stuff like that, it's kind of just like, okay, we're getting bogged down by the details. Let's stay swept up in the we gotta go find her and not get all of these smaller stuff.
I think
my boat.
I really liked Nekozawa trying to convince her by saying, the vibes, I don't think you should go on for 15 more minutes exactly. And she's just like, oh, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. Sorry.
She started my plans. What was to do now?
I liked it because, unfortunately, I am a little bitch for when the really lonely person is able to touch the hearts of so many people, so they're willing to unite together for their benefit. So unfortunately, I was crying really hard reading all of this because I thought that it was really sweet, and it felt like a really good wrap up to all of the little side stories that happened that seemed like they went on for a little too long. I was like, okay, maybe it doesn't justify all of the length, but it makes it feel like it was worth it.
Justify Masanova still.
I was gonna ask, were you crying when every 5 minutes they would stop to talk entirely about which expensive vehicle they should take next, or
wiping their tears with the money.
I was so floored by Renge's boat being called Comic Hat. That was crazy.
A boat that she has specifically so she could drive it directly to Comic Con every year or something. I forget how it works, but
drive up to conventions. Yeah.
There's a reading room so you can read the manga right after you get back.
Right after you buy it. No, that was crazy.
It looked like a very fancy, very expensive boat, and then we looked over and who the other one was? It like the
it was like the sports team or the football captain or
something?
The
football captain was just like, I got my speedboat over here. You can take that, I guess. This goes pretty fast.
Well, and speaking of this comment got mentioned, no fucking when they brought back the meme. I mentioned this before when Twins okay, I'm here, my Twin's here. I don't know, I even put him here actually. He's just kind of here. I just put this graph for no reason. Here's Tamaki, and here's Haruhi, and then they did it. They brought it back. They completed the chart.
Why not? Sure. What's the other one? Because they were talking at first. They stopped. So first of all, they started their journey by taking a helicopter somewhere, which they eventually
No. They started their journey by Mori jumping through the second floor window.
Because we had to get Tamaki first. We had to get Tamaki first, so they're just like, how are we going to break in? And Mori and I are just like, no, we got this. We got this. Well, because they were saying the night before, they were like, we'll figure out the way to get in. And they went, and they were just like, where'd they go? And apparently they went to assemble literally everybody else to help them with whatever they're doing. And then Kyoya, I guess, secured
the
a
second
motorcade.
manor.
Yeah, the second manor.
Oh, that's what it was, yeah.
staff
Yep.
to help because they knew they'd worked there, like they knew the security detail and stuff.
They knew the security layout of the land, and then their solution for how to get Tamaki was just, do we know where he's going to be? Well, we've been hearing the piano, so he's probably in there. Okay, so, Haruhi, you and Mori, go. Go, 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 go. And then Mori picks up Haruhi and jumps into the window. And then they go
there's
crashing.
There's clearly a balcony outside. Why didn't they?
Listen, that's not as cool, okay? It's not as cool. It's not as fast.
Look, Andy, I'm telling you this is a comedy. You didn't believe me.
I was laughing. It was a comedy. I was crying so hard reading this. It's so stupid how emotional this made me.
I can understand it.
But I really liked it and I really enjoyed it.
It's very funny.
It was very funny. Sorry. Shima was so funny in this entire manga. But
Shima was the mansion person?
the Suo 2 head mansion person. She was the one where Honey and Mori were like, yeah, we have to work really hard to find all of these people. That's why it took us until the very last second. Shima was like, yeah, dude, I was trying to get my scuba license.
I just thought it'd be fun in my golden years, you know? I just want to go scuba diving. They had to find me at an island for this shit. I don't know.
She was so funny. And the later thing about her being like letting the grandmother dress Tamaki up stupidly for their date. And then when the grandmother realizes, she's just like, oh, yeah, I had a feeling.
I didn't want to stop it, though.
She's so funny.
I laughed so many times during the date stuff, but we'll get to that when we get there, yeah. But,
we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that.
For this bit, I do remember in this section, we had a little time beforehand where it was just Haruhi reverting back to how she was before she joined the host club, and I thought that was very funny because it was everyone just being like, because Haruhi's just walking around in like not as fancy clothes and glasses, and everybody's looking at her like, Jesus, what happened to you? Oh my God, you're like this? And I'm just like,
well, she also doesn't brush her hair apparently.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they pointed to her several times and said that she has bedhead, and it's like, girl, how do you manage that? It would take 3 strikes of a comb. Like, what?
She can't be bothered.
There's
you
a
ain't
difference.
got that much hair.
There's a difference between like the fact that she initially couldn't afford a school uniform versus having no self-respect and like, going into no self-respect territory.
Difference between I don't have money and I don't have friends and I want to look like I have just broken up, just had the worst breakup of my entire existence. Like,
I mean, she did pretty specifically say that she was glad she didn't have to brush her hair now.
That's wild. Like, no wonder everyone thought that her and Tamaki had a major falling out, because she's dressing like this again and not even brushing her hair. The Fujos were eating good that week.
Oh my God. So yeah, so that was the state of her. Tamaki this whole time, as we said, was connected with the grandma. Mori crashes in with Haruhi, and then Haruhi's like, listen, your mom's leaving, we gotta go now, we gotta go. And the grandma's like, you know what, you should go, hurry up, go. I don't remember exactly what she says or whatever, but it's very clear at that point for a while that she's been cool with Tamaki. So she's just like, all right, go see your mom.
We're singing show tunes together. What do you want?
Yeah. He's like, all right, go see your mom. Tell her I said sorry for how I treated her before. All right, get going. And then they go on their long journey, which then begins with the airplane, or not airplane, helicopter. Which, why did the helicopter have to stop at a certain point?
Fog.
There was fog. There was unnavigatable fog.
You can't navigate the fog trap.
You can't navigate the fog.
I learned all about that from the movie The Mist. So
don't have any.
And it couldn't go straight to the airport because reasons.
So at a certain point they stop and they're like, we got like 3 options. We got Renge's boat, we got the sports club guys' speedboat, or just getting a car. I guess.
We're going boat.
There's talks about like, I
So-
don't know if we're gonna have a motorcade ready. We can't schedule one now. Naturally, when they get there, Kyoya already has a motorcade ready for them.
So that was so funny to me because I think one of the girls came up and was like, "You guys wouldn't be able to take a car right now. There was an accident, and there's too much traffic." And they mentioned like, "Oh, the only way we'd be able to get through that traffic is if there was a police barricade." And I was like, "Well, Kyoya's family owns the police section of
Whoa.
like."
Can you
Gee, I
believe it?
wonder where this is going.
Huh. Interesting. So they take the speedboat. I think they took the speedboat, and eventually they get there. And Kyoya is just like, "You guys are supposed to listen to my instructions, okay? But it's fine because I accounted for that, and then we have the motorcade ready. So we're going." So they trying to get there. I forget if anything else happened on their journey to get there, but I remember they basically got there in time, and then they had their emotional reconnection, which I don't remember. Did we actually see the interaction between Tamaki and his mom in that scene, or did we see it later as like a flashback? Because I thought some
absolutely
details.
fuck all.
Okay.
They hugged. They hugged.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
just
mattered.
You know, whatever. Fine. Fuck it. Because I just remembered being like, okay, they're at the airport. And then they're like standing there looking at the plane flying away. And I'm like, did they fucking miss it? Wait, what happened here? But then they look like they're happy. Like they just had the scene happen. I'm like, wait, so did it happen? Are we good? Did it work out? Or and then we go to like Haruhi confessing to Tamaki.
That's the important part, Chip. Gotta skip the other part.
And then in the beginning of the next volume, when the confession stuff continues, we then also see like
They got
them
5 minutes
seeing
together.
them, and then they hugged or whatever. So things like that. So they did connect. They did make it in time. But the more of the focus at this point is Haruhi confessing to Tamaki, and that confession was a nightmare on so many levels at first, because it's like, well, first of all, Haruhi already had it in her mind because she had a nightmare prior that when she does confess to Tamaki, she was gonna say, "I love you, Tamaki," and Tamaki was gonna say, "I love me too. I'm so great. I'm so awesome," or something like that.
Let me go.
So she was already nervous about that a little bit from the nightmare, which of course came back during the actual confession. She confesses to him, but a plane is flying out at the moment, so it looks like it's a dramatic shot, but actually just either could barely hear her or actually barely hears her, or pretends like he barely heard her or something, because he says, "I love you, Tamaki," and he's like, what was that? And she's like, "No, never mind," and starts running away. He's like, no, did you say you love me? He's like, yeah. It's like, me too, or something. He's like, you mean you too, or something? I forget how it went, but I just remembered it being like a nervous wreck of it, and I was just like, are we actually going to finish the confession here, or are we going to have to drag this out to the next volume?
But the place for the bit?
Yeah, because like, I'm trying to remember the details of it. Hold on, I'm trying to find it too, because there was like a series of things, which continues to be a trend in their relationship when they go on the date too, of a series of, are they fucking this up massively, or
Really?
Ari had said in, this is relevant now, I promise.
Yeah.
Ari had said in spoiler zone as she was reading it, like she kept being like, "Are you sure this is the man that you want to be with?" And
This your man?
this your man. And honest to God, the only justification, because obviously I'm going to defend this series. I love the series. The only justification I could come up for, and Haruhi touches on it a little bit, I think, at the end of volume 17, is the idea that they just, like, the host club in general, but Tamaki in particular, just made her feel passionate about life.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I think that as annoying as Tamaki is, and as much as Haruhi is annoyed by him, that is a part of her character that didn't exist prior to meeting Tamaki.
Yeah.
And so it's something that, like, as obnoxious as he is, and the fact that you read this and you're like, why are you wanting to date this? Like, also, like, he was kind of a fundamental turning point for her, and it's like important, like an important part of their relationship that he does piss her off. because she wouldn't feel that way about any other person, pretty
Right.
much.
Right.
So
And he's rich.
Mm-hmm.
well, so
But
is
again,
Bisco.
A bonus.
just because this guy has expanded your horizons, this is the guy you want to marry?
It's
Just
too
we
late,
gotta go by
Ari.
Shoujo
You
logic,
can't go
okay?
back.
You date a guy, that's your like for life, okay? This is Shoujo. You ain't
Wow.
getting out of that relationship.
Oh, damn.
And
Told
Tamaki
that
knows
to
it.
his heart.
He's studying. He's studying in Japanese. He's studying in English.
He's studying Bostonian.
We'll get to Boston. Don't worry. Oh my God, we're getting to Boston soon, baby. Let's go. So the Tamaki question I have it here in front of me. So the process of events goes: Haruhi confessing, the plane flying by, Tamaki being like, "Did you say you loved me?
The fuck
What,
you
or
say?
what was that? Did you say?" Like, she tries to run away. He goes, "Did you say you loved me?" And she's like, "If you heard me, why even fucking ask?" And he starts like falling back and freaking out and crying. And then he screams, "Hikaru! Haruhi says she loves me. What do I do?" And she's just like, "What? What do you even? Why are you saying someone else's name after I
Stop
confessed?
yelling someone else's name.
I just confessed. You can't say somebody else's name." And then he's just like, "Confessed? You confessed?" And then he freaks out more, and she's just like, "You know what? I'm just leaving. We're heading back." and then of course we had to stop. Hatori Bisco had to stop and say, "No. We have to have the emotional moment where it's a very nice." Very long page panel spread that says "Me too." It's Tamaki saying "Me too" all along. I too, and then Haruhi's like, "You mean you love yourself too? Is that what this is?" Going back to the fucking dream shit again, and then they bicker again some more about this before we get into the actual like shoujo. This is the big they finally get together moments where they kiss. And it's a very like blushy, cutesy moment.
It was funny, but it was funny to read it, but it was so hard because I just kept thinking about you saying how every single touching moment that Tamaki has with Haruhi in the series is immediately followed by a punchline, and I was
calling
like,
him a
God
pervert
damn,
usually.
they
So I was waiting for
cannot
it.
cut this guy a break, bro.
Yep.
Just let him have this.
God won't let him, okay?
Yeah, because
So I guess
usually
we're
it's
being
them calling
French.
him a pervert, but now they're just like, no, well, we can't have that anymore. We can't have that bit anymore because they actually care about each other now. So,
Mm-hmm.
so they get together, or they at least confess their feelings with each other now, and then they return to everybody else, and then we basically cut to what was it? Tamaki's dad going to his mom, be like, we should talk. And then it just says she was made an advisor for the group. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's settled. And then we get back to fucking host club business for
That's
like
right.
one
the
or
host
two
club.
more chapters. I think because we were pretty much at the end point. Now we're just resolving things. Which, by the way,
We're just fucking around for a bit.
Which, by the way, again, we had said last week when we were looking at the final volume, we were like, the final volume looks a lot chunkier than the other volumes, but it pretty much stopped like 150 something pages in, is where the official ending happened, and then we had like bonus stories afterwards for the remaining bits. So it wasn't to get to the finale wasn't as long, but the bonus thing was like pretty much a whole extra big chapter because it was the whole Spanish trip. But we'll get to the trip to Spain later.
Look at the Spaniards eventually.
Before we get there, we have to go out on a date between Tamaki and Haruhi, which was fucking hilarious to me. It's so, especially the beginning bits. But it starts with, well, first of all, before we even get to the date, we're just in this mode for a while where it's like, so you two are dating now, right? And Haruhi's just like, well, I mean, I confessed, so, you know, he's busy all the time now, it seems. So, I mean, we don't really go anywhere together or do anything because he's kind of busy. So, I'm just happy I got to confess. And the twins are just like, this won't do. We wanted to be able to
Fuck.
tease them
We
about
can't
them
fuck
dating
with
now.
them.
We can't fuck with them like this because she's just apathetic to the whole thing now that she's confessed. She's the type who's like, I've confessed, so that's good enough for me. But they're supposed to be dating now. What are we supposed to do with this? So they go to Tamaki. They're like, we'll fix this. And they go to Tamaki, and Tamaki's just crying in the corner trying to figure out how to plan a first date with Haruhi.
No. Again, he's crying in Kyoya's corner. It was a running thing that they keep meeting up in
I see.
Kyoya's
He keeps
bedroom
invading Kyoya's
to
house.
plan this stuff.
He's just like, he just keeps coming to my house. Can I kill him now? Can I kill him?
Can I murder Tamaki?
Literally nothing would happen in this series if the twins were not the way they are.
Yeah.
The twins are just like, we'll help you figure it out. Because Tamaki's just like, should I take her to the movie? No, she'll pay attention to the popcorn or fall asleep during the movie more. Maybe I should take her to the aquarium. No, it'll just make her think about making fish for dinner or something. I can't take her to the amusement park. There's a saying about if you take your first date there, then you're more likely to get divorced. So that can't happen. Maybe I'll do some magic tricks for her. And then they plan out like an elaborate whole date plan thing. Very, very detailed. Many pages of notes or whatever detailing it.
Well, too many notes.
And he goes to try to ask her out on the date finally, and he's just like, oh, you have time now? Do you want to go to the amusement park aquarium with me? He's like, what? Sure. And then he drops his like notes in the fountain or whatever, which I had wondered if they were going to try to bring back at some point the whole earlier bit about them being in the what was it? They were like looking for stuff that was thrown into a fountain by a bully.
Look for Haruhi's stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that mean girl threw her bag in the water and stuff.
Right. So they're doing a callback to that here, but with like the notes briefly. And then she looked at the notes and she's just like, this is just a ridiculous big plan or whatever. She thought it was cute. I think she thought it was cute, or she laughed about it or something to that effect.
Mhm.
And then they ended up going to the amusement park aquarium date, which, oh my god. The beginning bits of this got so many fucking laughs out of me. The whole waking up and talking to his dog while he's already sort of almost running late for this. About like, Antoinette, what do I wear? Ruff. Oh, you want to wear that one? You think I should? This will work good? And then the maid walks in and is just like, how are you not dressed yet? Oh, and he's just crying like, help me, I don't know what to. He tried calling Kyoya too. And Kyoya's just like, what, for your date? Go naked and fucking get dumped for all I care, and hangs up the fucking phone.
And then Tamaki Dad comes in and then is like, no.
Don't fucking wake me up again for this bullshit. And then I think Kyoya and the gang arrive there to spy on the date before he gets there anyways. So,
we can't fuck it up.
That's
you
what.
Can't throw for content.
But in trying for Tamaki to figure out how to get ready, the grandma walks in. The grandma's like, "Don't worry, okay, we're close now. All right, I got you. You say it's a special ritual
in no time.
It's a special ritual specifically that you're going to. A special ritual, and you have to represent the family really well. Don't worry, I got this. Go find my late husband's outfit." And I'm immediately like, "Oh no. Oh no, I know where this is going. He's gonna be walking in some like old ass traditional style outfit to an amusement park date." And he does for a minute, for like a second, and Haruhi's like, "What the hell are you wearing?" Like, she's barely even finished the sentence, and the whole gang has grabbed him, dragged him into somewhere, switched his clothes out entirely to some casual amusement park stuff, and then threw him out. And somehow, despite all of that, he still didn't realize that they were there watching them until later. Somehow.
Yeah, he just doesn't question anything.
Hey, this stuff happens to him all the time, okay? Don't even worry about it.
He's very good at gaslighting himself, okay?
I liked it specifically because it cut to Haruhi just being like, "Oh, my eyes just must have been weirder there for a second. I thought you were something fucking ridiculous that I would want to immediately leave if I actually saw you approaching me with it. That would have been wild, but clearly it's not the case." And then they walk like 3 feet, and the entire amusement park's like, "Oh, welcome, Haruhi and Tamaki." Is a giant sign that says first date, but like the park is not like reserved specifically for them. So there's just other people at the amusement park seeing this whole thing for them, and Haruhi's just like, "I don't know if I want to be here anymore. This is very fucking embarrassing. I think I might have preferred it if you did reserve the whole amusement park for us only. This is just embarrassing now because everybody's seeing me." And the whole gang has to like fight for their lives several steps of the way in this date to get Tamaki to not fucking fumble it instantly somehow. And they went to this.
He's doing his best. Right?
They went to this expecting to like laugh at him fumble it, but they're just like, no, we don't need him to fumble it this hard. This is too fucking much. This is too much. We need to like. The twins were like, we wanted to just like, what was their goal? They wanted to kind of laugh at Tamaki fucking things up on occasion, but they didn't want him to like fully fumble it instantly, like he was clearly about to. I guess
It needs to be funny, not painful.
Yeah.
I can't feel bad for Tamaki. That's we can't have that.
For some reason, we had to have the Zuka Club show up to cause
they
issues here
should.
too.
Mhm.
I did wonder where they were during the whole get Tamaki to his mom thing, because literally everybody else showed up for the get Tamaki to his mom adventure.
Tapping and eating popcorn. Their beef is real.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like honestly, if they show up, they're going to cause more problems.
So, what else was there with this? How did we feel about the Tamaki Haruhi date? Did we like it? Did we enjoy it? Is there details that you wanted to bring up that we might not have yet? How do we feel about the date?
I liked how Honey and Mori and Hikaru and Karu were doing their best and fighting to make sure that Tamaki's date went well, because they felt bad for him and they wanted him to succeed. And the only thing that Kyoya did was fuck with him by having his bodyguards dress up as evil pigs. That was the only thing Kyoya did in the entire time.
Like a true friendship. If my friends aren't making it worse, then what are they for?
Unfortunately, I struggle really badly with secondhand embarrassment, so the date was a little hard for me to read, actually.
That's fair.
But when it got to the part where Tamaki was like showing the little kid his magic tricks, and then they were running and he had all of the doves fly, I was like, damn, that's kind of cute. Why this kind of peak though? But I had to get through Tamaki being a fucking idiot, and that was rough.
What else was there with this? They had another. No, I was thinking of something else. Oh yeah, wait, wasn't there? There was a bit prior to this when they reopened the host club where they were all dressed as What were they dressed as first? Greek gods, and they had like lore connecting all of them for reasons. The twins were someone and Pollux. I don't remember the other name.
Castor and Pollux.
You
can remember it because Solix Captor in Homestuck is the Gemini girl, and they
Yeah. Homestuck all comes back to Homestuck. We understand. I don't remember who they were trying to say Haruhi was. I think they only just said it in name, and then they moved on.
Mortal.
The mortal.
Immortal.
That tracks.
They did speculate on who she is, but I don't think they actually said a name.
Right.
Was that the one where Honey made the comment about like nude fighting or something, and all the
Yeah.
girls were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my
Yes.
gosh, is this some double meaning?" And he was just like, "Nah, bro. Like, why'd they do that?"
She's like,
Just
yeah,
had a
fun
fun
fact. I don't know. I don't know what that was about.
It was like real crazy if you think about it.
What was all that about? That was fucking
There was some
wild.
crazy shit back then, and they
Um,
still are.
they
But
said
so
Kyoya. They said Kyoya would be more like Medusa. I think.
Yeah.
I think he tried to be like, I'm particularly fond of the story of this guy who overthrew his brother in power or whatever, or something like that. And I'm just like, oh, okay. But it's basically what he's trying to do. I understand. Yeah.
Nice subtext.
Did
It
they
said
say-
it.
What?
I was gonna say that in the speculations in the margins, Hatori was like, actually, it's likely that Kyoya, or
No,
no, it was
yeah,
in
yeah.
the bonus
The-
chapters.
I know that we'll get to that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I didn't forget that stuff. But I'm just talking about in that panel, he was talking about how he was particularly fond of that story for the reasons of clearly the arc that he's going on at the time. But I understand later there's several things. What Andy's referring to here is there's several bonus side things or bonus pages which include tidbits about where certain characters are likely to be in the future, and some of them included like bonus little comic strips about it.
Yeah, it was
Kyoya,
fun. I like that part.
Kyoya said something like, most likely he would have accomplished his goal of being offered to run the company, but he would still turn it down just to go his own way and prove that he can build something of his own and make it even better or something. And I was like, you know what? That's my goat. That's my goat right there. All right, that's my goat. You'd be like, I just want to prove I can win. I don't want to actually take it over. Okay, I just want to prove that I'm the best. And I'm like, you know what? That's him. That's him.
It also said he would email Tamaki exclusively pictures of his cat.
Yeah, it said he would become a cat dad, and he would basically just keep sending Tamaki pictures of his cat with like nothing else written on them in the emails. You know what? Hell
We
yeah.
do a little trolling.
Good for him. Listen, what else was there? Oh yeah, the others. Honey just starts dating or gets he. The author theorized that Honey would most likely be the first one to be married with his girl there, the goth girl. And they showed it with
I have to show it. It's so funny.
Yeah, they showed it with a comic panel of her being like, I have a curse for you today, but it's too powerful to say out loud. He's like, well, you could try gesturing and I'll see if I can figure it out. And I think the first one's like, oh, you want to go hold hands? Well, sure, we could do that. Oh, you want to do this? Marriage? Sure, let's do it. And then it just cuts to them getting married, and then it just says on the side, she only asked because she thought he wouldn't agree, and now they're getting married.
Okay, it's the thing though. Honey definitely did it for the wedding cake.
Hey, listen, good for him. Listen, he's allowed.
True.
One of them had just said that. Yeah, go on.
Go on.
I was just gonna say. Tamaki's parents and Haruhi's dad got closer while they were gone, so they would like just be planning for doing something when they were gonna come in and ask for Haruhi's hand in marriage or something. I couldn't tell if they were planning to prank them or if that was like a celebration thing. It looked like they were about to like pull a lever and stuff was about to come down, but I didn't know what it was. If it was supposed to be confetti or if it was supposed to be
It had an arrow pointing to it, but I couldn't.
Gold tub, and it's like what?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Is that a good or a bad thing? Just bars of gold fall on their heads.
No, Jimmy Necro, we found the gold.
No, there's a Game of Thrones scene like that.
Oh, no. It's a very different scene. That's not a good thing. You don't want that one to happen. That's
not the crown for a king.
You don't want that one. No. You don't want that one.
That's huge, Sham.
Listen.
Shadow, you haven't seen
it just says gold tub.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Hold on,
I what do you need to explain, Dandy?
Well,
Because the
I-
way it's positioned, it's almost like the bucket of water on the top of the door kind of
Yeah.
thing. The way that they're gonna just dump it on them as soon as they walk through, but it's like, is it good or
Be filled with
Find
fancy
out
tuna.
Fancy tuna. Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So I don't
Yeah,
know what
fancy
that was
variety.
supposed to imply, but it was just more so a cute little comic to say they got closer while their kids were gone and clearly about to get married to each other in the future or whatever. Maury's, what did Maury say? Maury said that he would most likely, I don't remember what Maury said. I just remember
He's gonna look the same until he's 40. He'll get married to some either quiet lady or a tomboy,
yeah,
and he will
that's
be
true.
best uncle.
Because I was just confused because like his side comic was just, oh, I wanted to draw additional things involving Maury, but I decided not to because it didn't really add anything. But I wanted to draw them. Here's what they were now. And it's like in this one panel, I wanted his head to turn away really quickly. And this other panel, I just wanted it to be his face quietly for no reason. Anyways, that was all I wanted to draw. I just really wanted to draw them. Like, what? But there was nothing. It was all right. Well, listen. Hey, they got a chance to draw it there. Fine, sure. It also gave us little tidbits about some of the side members of the cast too, like the side members, like Honey's brother and Maury's brother. They start the petting zoo club. Initially, Maury's brother's just like, we should start a new host club. We could have cute little animals there. It would be very interesting for you.
Little critters.
Little critters. And then they cross out the name host club and it's just petting zoo club. And it's a cute little club. Looks like a cute little club. I think there was... Who am I missing from? The twins. The twins' future was gonna be they get a sister, and
she's even worse than the two of them.
What did they say? Another strong member, another powerful female member of the family, because they're trying to do something with her, like give her something, and she says I hate it or it looks ugly that they designed or something. I forget what it was, but they get a sister, and it looks cute. You know, so there you go. And I think the Tamaki Haruhi one, we'll probably want to talk about what happens with them before we get to whatever that is. So the date stuff happens, and I think resolves.
One thing I like to mention.
I want to talk real quick though about in the date.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you go on with your thing. What's your thing?
Oh yeah, Reiko, she sleeps in the coffin. I find that funny.
Oh yes, the Honey's girl. That's her name, right? Would you say her name was Reiko?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's sleeping in a coffin. Yeah, it was very funny.
Gotta get familiar with your final resting place. You know, you gotta be comfortable. You gotta be familiar with it.
Really? Is that required? I don't know.
Look, if it's my last resting place, it better be comfy. I swear to God, if it's half-assed, then I'm going to kill someone.
Real quick, we got a chat in Twitch chat from Fuse Hunter, who says, "Don't have much to add to discussion in general out of except Ouran is pretty good. Earns its street rep. Yeah, it's pretty good, I think." I want to talk real quick. The date went amusement park, aquarium, graveyard. Can we talk about, because like okay,
and
all right, they
what's wrong with
tried
that?
they tried to paint it like, oh, it was just like a cute little bit where Tamaki really wanted to meet, quote unquote, Haruhi's mom and talk about their relation with each other. And I'm just like, this is a first date that you were like freaking out about. And you want to take her to a graveyard? I don't know. This little.
Well, you don't.
I don't know.
It's a historical place.
Look,
It's full of things to look at.
like Mary Shelley, okay?
Look, it's sweet after like several months of dating.
I was
it's
gonna
weird
say.
on a first date.
I was gonna say.
Hey,
But they have known
technically,
each other for like 5
like
years
3
at this
years.
point.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
For 5
Only a
years.
year
Each
has
other for a
passed.
decade.
Only one person went up a grade.
Listen, technically, a year has passed, but
Only
several
one person
years.
went up a grade, but 3 years have passed. They do say. 3
Listen.
years.
I'm just saying. I don't know. But all right, it's like I can look past it because they've known each other for so long, or whatever. But I still just thought that was, it was weird to me because he was freaking so much about the perfect date prior, and he decided to end the date by taking her to a graveyard. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, that's a perfect date. That's a perfect date.
Chef, you don't take your
Alright.
girls
Look,
to
he
the
likes
graveyard?
Mary Shelley.
Maybe for
That's
Reiko,
how
but
it works.
You've
This
never
is our
been on a
first date,
graveyard
so let me
tour?
remind you that your mom is dead.
My mom's
I'm just
alive.
saying.
Yours, though.
oh my god,
Everyone
my
dies.
mom's
You
actually
may
My
as
mom got her
well-
mega cancer
Yeah,
cured.
I was gonna say she's
Yeah.
miraculously
Yeah.
alive by all. We designed a killer drug, and we made a new company out of it, and we saved our
Maybe your
family
mom being
relationship
dead
with
is
it.
just kind of a skill issue.
Also, let's
It's like
not.
a flex. You go to the graveyard, you're like, wow, you actually, all these people could not defeat their diseases and ailments.
Jesus Christ!
Yet you somehow survived.
Also, let's ignore the idea that there was possibly people dying from this disease that while they kept the
They had to
the
keep it
miracle
quiet, yeah.
cure quiet. I know they mention that it's a very rare disease, but they also are very specific on if you get this, you will die fast and young. So
It's a very rare disease.
All right, but they also said it
also-
was going clinical testing.
Yeah, they said
Like
she
they
was.
were
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah,
Mm.
they the only reason that they had released that news article when they did was because it was finally coming out of clinical testing, and it was
Right.
in the point where it could be mass produced and released to people that were dying of the disease.
Right.
It's just that because it was being developed by Yuzuru, he did something that doesn't sound super medically ethical or like conflict of interest or something, and allowed his wife to be one of the trial subjects. I
No,
don't think that's
this is-
legal.
No,
yeah,
it's
that
not.
part's probably.
It's incredibly not.
But they got the
That
money.
doesn't matter
they don't
because they're all
care.
rich, so it's
That's
fine.
true.
They're rich,
That's
so-
true.
it
That's
all
true.
worked out happily ever after.
Which, by the way,
Yeah,
they
ignore all the other
just-
dead people.
I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
They gave that disease a name, which I'm not going to bother trying to pronounce here, because I don't know if I'd ever be able to pronounce it properly. I also don't know if it's real. Is it a real disease, whatever they listed? Because they listed one, which makes me think that the Hatori Bisco probably
hope it's
looked up
not.
one. But
I
I
hope
don't.
it's not.
I mean, I don't understand, because I was just like, we've given it a name. Why did? Because we didn't have to give it a name. I don't know.
I guess we do, Chef. Okay, for the lore, Chef. The lore.
I didn't bother looking it
I
up
hope
though.
it's not because
so.
she wasn't just waving her hand and being like, oh, it's like lung cancer or something. No, she
in
gave
chapter
it a
in
specific
chapter
name.
in chapter 77 of the manga, it's revealed that Anna Sophia suffers from systemic lupus erythematosus.
This is not
That
what was
sounds-
listed in the manga, but
That is not what
know.
was listed in the manga.
Are you reading an AI overview thing?
No, I'm reading the fandom wiki. Shut up.
it might have been something like
Marginally
that. That
better.
disease was what is more
Guys,
closely tied to what was
this-
listed here.
Yeah.
This is the one time it was lupus.
But, oh my god! It all comes back to House. Always
the
House.
House.
indeed.
More
It's never-
mouse bites.
It's never lupus. Well, you know what? Now it never will be lupus because we have a cure for it. Okay, so it's all good.
Yeah.
We went to the graveyard for the date. That was an idea, but it's supposed to be a whole thing where I just want to be by your side forever, and I want to tell your mom that too. It's like, okay, fine, it's a little sweet moment with that. I just thought the idea was awkward, but I mean, it's a sweet moment, I guess.
Skill issue.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyways, then we go to immediately in that date. Actually, I keep thinking it's later. No, it's while they're there at the graveyard date. He's just like, so. Anyways, I'm going to America. I'm studying abroad. I've decided.
Going to
this.
Boston.
I'm going to Boston of all places, and she tells everybody the next day I'm going to Boston. And everyone's like, Boston? The twins are like, that's the middle of nowhere. And Hatori Bisco had to frantically write in an author's note, absolutely untrue. I was about to throw hands at her if she didn't have that note there, by the way. But I I was thinking, like, I mean, hey, listen, that makes sense. We have a fuck ton of very notable colleges in this area, which, yeah, they were, like, talking, like, so you're going to Boston, what's your like, dorm situation gonna be like? Oh, it's just an apartment nearby, which is pretty accurate. I don't know how colleges are in other places, but here, a lot of the times when you go to the colleges here, they might have you in, like, some more dorm situation. Actually, wait, hold on. I keep saying this like they're going to college. She's not technically going to college, right?
No, I think she's she's doing it for her last year.
No, she's
Second
just
year of high
studying
school.
abroad
Right.
for high school.
Right.
Her third
yeah.
year, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
She's already in her second year.
I just know when
It's
I
documentation.
But I
I
thought
just-
they were
Semester?
first years. Her and the twins were first years, weren't they?
yeah, they're supposed to be first years
Yeah,
in
and
high
then
school.
they all went up a grade when Honey and Maury graduated.
Yeah.
And then
So it might
Okay.
just be a semester for the second year,
Oh, maybe.
like
Mhm.
the second semester maybe or something. I don't remember. But yeah, that is normal. I mean, it's not normal, but it's not
Here in this
uncommon.
area, it's pretty normal that, like, a lot of the times they just put the students in some rented apartment buildings nearby, as opposed to, like, a big dorm building that they've constructed. Sometimes they'll do that for, like, the early years. They'll put them in the dorm buildings they've specifically constructed. And then the later years, they just put them in apartments nearby or whatever.
That was a policy that my university had, where technically your first year, if you were in the honors college, you had to stay in the on-campus honors dorms.
Yep.
And then you could move to, like, the off-campus apartment housing or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, it's very similar to how it worked with mine, which I liked the apartment housing a lot more than the the other housing that they gave.
Yeah.
So
No surprise there.
yeah. So there's a whole thing where they're like, Haruhi is going off to study in America, in Boston specifically. I was obviously like, Boston mentioned, let's fucking go. They had this one girl sit down with her who is like, oh, so
the smart girl from
the
earlier
smart
in the
girl,
series.
yes, who's
the
like
grades complex.
trying
No,
to
I remember now.
help her prepare for that or whatever, being like, well, you know, English you might be able to get by. The Boston accent though might be a little tricky to get used to.
The Bostonian accent, okay? They don't say car there, they say
Realist
cat.
thing.
Yeah, they don't say car, they say ca. Yeah, that's true.
The cat.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're like, okay, Haruhi's leaving soon. These two just started dating. You guys gonna be okay? And Tameki's like, no, I support her decision. And we do a whole big farewell arc thing, which we could talk about more, but I want to specifically highlight that we do all of this stuff, and then at the very end of the goodbye, we're just like, Tamaki pulls out a maps of the floor plan of the apartment, says, oh, so you're gonna be here, and I'm gonna be in this room next to you. And Haruhi's like, what? Yeah,
What the fuck?
because I'm going with
What are
you.
going on about?
Well, because I'm going with you. What do you mean? Of course I'm going with you.
I said that at the gravesite. I told you I was going to be by your side for the whole thing.
Yeah, did you not hear me? I
It's
mean, I
like-
thought it was pretty clear.
Like, come on, Haruhi. You didn't.
This your
like,
man?
You didn't think
That
that
slipped
like
out of your hands yet.
you were
okay?
getting out of seeing him an entire year.
No.
Like the upper limit that Tamaki would accept would probably be only seeing her once a week. Him moving in with you should just be like, okay, yeah, I that was me, you know. We'll
This
move
is-
on.
This is jumping ahead a little bit, but I have to appreciate that when the other hosts showed up in Boston, Tamaki also had the gloom on his head when they were at the door. He wasn't like, oh my gosh, my friends. He was like, oh
No.
god damn it.
When
Also,
Har-
Antoinette just looking between them like, this y'all's friends?
When Haruhi like was at the apartment in Boston and then there's a knock on the door again, I'm like, oh no. She opens the door, the whole crew's there. Hey, what's up? Immediately slams it shut, and then they just walk in still anyways.
The twins specifically at the thing where they find out that she's leaving, they're like, oh, we gotta make some overnight plans fast.
Because they were like, we'll do the masquerade party for the last night of the semester or whatever, and then they're moving into Boston later, and they're just like, no, we're already here. We're already moved in with you too. We're staying here to study abroad too. Why not? Yeah, we just kind of felt like it. Yeah.
Yeah, there they go, thanks to this, we've got some crazy last minute preparations to make ourselves. And Honey goes, right?
These are the same twins that Pryor said, like, Boston, that's the middle of nowhere. Now they're...
Yeah. Middle of nowhere with Haruhi.
Yeah, exactly,
True.
baby. That's what matters.
And Haruhi, this is like the closing like scene of the series in theory, because there's bonus chapters. This is supposed to be like the closing scene, and it was Haruhi monologuing in the narration, saying like, you know what, Mom, I take that all back. Okay, this club, these people, they're not gonna leave me alone for a fucking second.
Yeah.
I don't get to make them a memory ever. They're just gonna be following me. I don't.
These guys have no intention of becoming mere memories for even the briefest amount of time, and it's her screaming, "Wah!" So, okay,
Sorry,
let's back up
shouldn't
just
have
a
broken
bit.
that base
Yes.
18 volumes ago.
Yeah, we'll back up a bit.
To the party.
The ball?
Oh, no, wait, you have to back up even more, because I've got comments.
Okay, all right.
So their date.
Yes.
They're at the theme park, and Kyoya looks over, and he goes, I thought I recognized someone. And I'm going, oh no, it's someone from school.
Oh,
they're not out yet. Nobody knows that, one, they're dating, and two, that Haruhi is a girl.
Oh yeah, yes.
So they're going to, somebody from school is going to see that they're on a date, because they're very clearly on a date, and there's going to be rumors that they're gay.
As if there weren't already.
I was gonna say, there are already rumors.
But now it's not gonna be rumors, because it's just gonna be fact, right?
Printed by the news club, the newspaper club.
Yes,
of course.
4K,
instead,
60 FPS.
It ends up being the Tadazuka Club.
Who already know that Haruhi's a girl, so.
Villains? Just kind of being jerks?
Yeah, they see them on the date and are just like, no, she's too good for you, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, entirely wrong.
And she's like yelling at them and stuff, and it's like, this is what we're gonna do for their last debut? Like, we just brought them in just to have them yell at them and ruin their date? Okay.
That's what they do.
Like, the whole having a Tadazuka club in this kind of setting is such a great idea because of how Haruhi is presenting and such. But every single time they show up, they are just so poorly mishandled to the point where it's just like, I wish they did not even exist in this manga. Because a Tadazuka club and a host club, really, you could say that their end goals are the exact same. Their goal is to give enjoyment to women through some kind of theatrical presentation, right? Their target audience is women, and so they should have some kind of common goal. Even if there is a rivalry between them, such as how they go about things, like, oh, well, we're women, so we know what women actually want. At the end of the day, I felt like their goals in a lot of their scenes should have been the same, the enemy of my enemy is my friend or whatever, like, they should have at least come together in a lot of these things, but they're always at ends for no reason.
It's because Hatori hates women.
It's just like, why do we have these rival characters who just do nothing? They're just annoyances. Like, this is just annoying for them to pop up here. They did nothing in the date except let Tamaki and Haruhi run away. And they kind of bring up her, her yelling at Kyoya, like, when are you going to let her confess about her gender and stuff? And it's just like, well, that's kind of her thing, right? Yeah. Like, they're not I know that you're at a different school, but they kind of disbanded like a whole volume ago, so she's not tied down to that anymore. Like,
Yeah.
You know, I know you haven't been caught up on things, but
You know,
it's
they missed the last few volumes. They're trying to catch up still.
yeah, like I did not like that. Any other thoughts on the Tadazuka mentions before
I was just
I continue on
like
to the masquerade?
like the points that
Anybody
you
looks like she's 23 and shouldn't be part of a high school club.
True.
She's too hot for this.
The points that you just mentioned just had me genuinely thinking whether or not like Hatori Bisco was trying to say something meaningful about like people who are trying to force someone to like reveal things about their gender even though that has nothing to do with them or whatever. I didn't know if like that might be an angle they might be going for, but if it is, this is not the group to do it with, I don't think.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the plan was with them, because it seemed like they like Hatori Bisco might have had bigger things planned for them when they were originally introduced, and then they were just gone, and then we brought them back for like one other chapter where they kidnapped Haruhi to try to force her to do a play as the lead actress, and she's like, no, I'd rather go home. They're like, no, please, no. And then like all of that was just to say boys suck, and these boys suck specifically, I think was the goal there.
And it's like, you don't have to have side characters tell us that. We already know that. We are painfully aware of that in every single page of this manga.
I don't know what you talking about, Ari.
Yeah, the Zuka Club, and then like we forgot about them for the whole everybody trying to save the day to help Tamaki thing, so that we brought them here. The conflict just being, you shouldn't be on this date with this guy, this idiot, and the host club shows up to be like, huh, fancy seeing all of you here. Don't worry, Haruhi, Tamaki, you guys run. We got this. And then it just cuts away from all of that. I don't even think we like see anything happen between them. It's just it goes to Haruhi and Tamaki
like
heading
bicker
out
briefly or something.
Sure. I didn't know if we were about to see like fight scenes between them or something.
That would have been crazy.
Like I was like, what's happening here? What's going on? They just walked up to say like, don't worry, we'll handle them. We'll give them a good talking to. And then they're just like, okay, I guess we're gonna continue our date now. We're gonna go to the graveyard next. Bye.
Bye.
Ryo's probably the only one out of the group that would actually hit a woman, right?
Wow,
That's crazy.
I don't know about that one. I don't know. Listen,
that's a debate that we can have not on the podcast.
He only does the things he does if it betters the Otori family. Okay, so I don't know if I don't think him doing that ever helps his family's reputation. I think it only makes it worse, especially in a public place like an amusement park. So I don't think so. As maybe I'm biased because I'm a big Kyoya enjoyer, but I don't listen. Anyways, yeah, Zuka Club, whatever. What else were you gonna say about the other thing? What was it, the masquerade or whatever, Ari? What were you gonna say about it?
Yes. So then they decide, because Haruhi asks, so she's like, hey, Kyoya, not really up to you, but I'm gonna ask anyway. Can I come out to everyone? And so Tamaki convinces her not to because he has a plan, and his plan is to reveal in a masquerade. I actually really like this plan. That if for everyone to try and find the real Haruhi. Which is kind of funny because they put her in a wig, so it's not really her.
I was gonna say.
I get what his French brain was trying to get at, like the Haruhi inside, the Haruhi that he knows. No, but it was cute. So all of the girls who she has attended on find her, and they immediately find her and stuff, and that's how they find out. Kind of. There's a footnote later because Hatori just can't leave things alone.
Hatori's a fan of comedy.
if she can find a joke, even if it's not funny and doesn't make sense, she's gonna go for it. And I wish she wouldn't. Because later she just completely throws all of this out the window by saying that actually none of the girls knew that Haruhi was a girl. They were just like, oh, we just thought this was all pretend. We didn't know she was actually a girl. We thought she was just gay.
Yeah, they were like, we just thought he was gay, and you know, we were just, because the masquerade, they're just like, oh, we've always this is Haruhi. We knew, we've always known that this is, you know, who you were like. We just, you know, we didn't want to say anything for, you know, until you were comfortable with it. But we've known. And then later they're just like, well, we just thought they were really into cross dressing and or they might be gay. We didn't realize she was a girl.
It's like that would make sense earlier on, but you can't have both of these scenes, right?
Yeah.
You can't have the very emotional moment where Haruhi is crying and smiling, and all the girls are coming in together because they knew she was always a girl, and then later on have the joke of actually none of them knew she was a girl. They were just, it was all jokes, right?
It was all comedy.
She's just a gay guy who likes wearing dresses, right?
A bit, guys.
It's like we can't have both. You can't have both of these, okay? You've already had your cake with the entire series by having the joke be that Renge has an entire troop of Fujoshis behind her, shipping Tamaki with Haruhi, thinking they're guys. If you wanted this bit, you could have just had Renge be the sole girl who's fujoing out so much she did not realize that Haruhi was a girl.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
No. Instead, it's every single one. I didn't understand that.
I mean,
we understand it because
it's a
bit. Go on, Ann.
Sorry, the entire series has been real fucking weird about Haruhi's gender.
Yeah.
It's worse here because they're trying to like bring the series to a close, and it's doing that very like, oh, it was just a phase and she'll grow out of it, and fuck off. But like that has been the vibe of basically the whole series with regards to Haruhi, and I'm not a fan.
Yeah, like because it's always crowned as like a very gender shoujo, and then I get to reading it, I'm like, it's not really though. Like, she doesn't say much. Like, okay, her dad wears women's clothes, but they always call him gay, and I mean, I guess he is bi, but like, they always have to make a point of like, oh wow, I'm surprised you actually like women.
I mean, it's that very specific thing of like, it's okay because he's a cross-dresser, but he's actually a man the whole time. Like, they're very careful about, he is for sure a man.
Yeah.
And they're very careful in the same way about Haruhi. She is for sure a girl.
Yeah.
Which I'm also like, it kind of, of the time, but also I have to read it.
Yeah, I wondered a lot with those kind of moments if this would have been written a lot differently if Hatori Bisco had to write those elements today, like how she would have handled it today. So I
don't think it would, because
I
was reading Behind the Scenes, which was written 2014 to 2016-ish, and set during those years. I was surprised where I was like, oh, well, Ouran was said to have so much gender in it, but Behind the Scenes has like 0. And it's like, oh, well, now that I'm finished with Ouran, it's like, oh, well, that's why. It's not really, there's not really much gender here. It's kind of lukewarm, you know?
Right.
It's Persona 4 ass gender.
Yeah.
Oh God.
If it had been written today, though, the way that they should have
Tamaki and Kyoya.
Tamaki and Kyoya, that's what I'm saying.
They should have handled it is they let Haruhi go on to America, and then she comes back with like her hair fully grown, and they're like, oh, when she was in America, they gave her estrogen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
She got hooked up Daddy while she was over there.
Okay, that would have been good.
But yeah, I didn't like just it just, needed more woke. 0
This
out
whole
of
thing
10
smacks of
for
gender.
woke.
Because, like you said, I really, really liked how they handled the masquerade party. I thought that was very cute. That was very nice. And then they had to ruin it with that additional line as she's flying away, where they're just all like, "Oh, we didn't realize that." I'm like, but that was very cute. Why'd you have to undo that? It reminded me of the whole every time Tamaki has a cute moment earlier, they have to end it with a punchline of them calling him a pervert somehow. Like, why? No, why? We don't have to do this. No.
Or whenever he does something, one smart thing, they have to compound it with 5 incredibly
Stupid
brain
things.
dead
Yeah.
things that like a 5-year-old would do, and nobody a day older would think of.
Sorry, we can't let people believe this fucking shoujo manga has an emotional core to it.
Oh my god.
You can never
Emotion,
believe that for
that's for
1
chump.
second.
We gotta hammer at the emotional core when we can, you know? It's shining a little too bright in scenes.
We can't
So-
have it, okay?
We have to
I'm-
undercut it at every possible opportunity, or else we'll die.
The way that I consume this manga, I fear, is looking only at the emotional core and turning on blinders to all of like the really bad humor that's surrounding it. Tamaki's smart. He has trauma. He just wants a family, and he is confused.
Tamaki
Okay.
is
Two kinds of
smart.
people, me and Andy.
I imagine the words Tamaki is smart as if I am looking on a wiki page and there is like 10 footnotes besides that.
It's like a Twitter community fact checking.
Citation needed.
There's like a bonus comic at the very, very end, which is like Haruhi and Tamaki together in the apartment, and like he was reading a book before he passed out or whatever, and Haruhi's just like, "Oh, was it like a fancy business book?" And he's like,
Nope.
no, it was a book called How to What to Do After You Get Married, like how to impress your wife. She's like, we're not married yet. Yeah. But like she's expecting more out of him than that. She's like, oh, this is a fancy business book, right? This is like the side of you that we never get to see in the actual series, where despite all your dumbass shit that you're always doing, you're actually like are really smart with the top grades. You know, when do you have time to do all that? Well, you know, somehow he still fits it in. I don't know how, but no, I do agree. Yep, part of the fantasy. Yeah, I was just gonna say I do agree with you know, we have all these nice moments, but we Hatori Bisco just keeps thinking to herself, this is a comedy series. I need to be a little more lighthearted. It's a problem because we add in jokes at moments that we do not need them. So
it's also not like you can't have an emotional moment that then is heightened by a joke.
Right.
True.
Like
it's just all
my
of the
brain is just
emotional
going to
moments end
like
up undercut
Toradora
by the joke.
when they decide to run away and she fucking knocks him off the bridge.
Yeah, like you know,
it's like that is a really funny moment, but it doesn't undercut the fact that this is like a genuinely emotional moment in the series, and she just doesn't. She can't not.
So
yeah, it's like it's not that something funny happens; it's that they make fun of the character for having these emotions.
I'm sorry, you cut out there for a second towards the end, I think, but I don't.
That's a really good way to put it.
The dog. Yeah, it's like instead of just having like a silly thing happen, it's like it's making fun of the characters for having those emotions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because isn't it, oh, all the girls get to, you know, they actually knew about Haruhi this entire time, and they were just supporting her by going along with it. Oh, actually, would it be funnier if they were all just stupid?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, actually, I could believe that they knew this entire time that, you know, they just had been around her, or they had, you know, just Googled or, you know, asked somebody who had been in class with her beforehand, you know, found out that way. Sure, I can
Yeah,
totally believe they all knew,
because
but
they make a
no.
point of saying that like they would get obsessed with like their bias in the host club, and of course they would look into them. But it's like, oh, so later we find out that they make that point just to say later that yeah, none of them did that.
Yeah. Oh, actually, she's poor, so we would
None
feel
of them did
bad.
that because
Yeah, that was the reason.
They looked
were
far
like,
enough
she's
to
poor,
see that
so.
she was poor,
Insane.
and it's like, oh no, we don't want any of that actually.
we, you know, the rich boys, you know, that's fine, but yeah, that those
It's such a weird thing, especially because it's contrasted with like the whole, I guess, theme that is like trying to be built of breaking down like class relationships.
Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Also,
Why?
it was
Why are
pretty
you like
funny
this?
to me that after the whole Tamaki reunites with his mother, nobody says a word about Tamaki dating Haruhi. There is not even a slight comment about his very rigorous, like rigid family, and him dating a commoner. Like, yes, his father wasn't an arranged marriage, but at least he married a wealthy woman. Like, her family, I think they said, was like declining, but they still had a name. You know,
Yeah.
Tamaki's dating a
Well, you see,
commoner. She goes to
his
bargain
grandmother-
sales.
His
You know?
grandmother had a change of heart, and she just talked to her family, so everything's okay now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, why
not
not?
like not even a small side comment of, gosh, I wish she was just like a little richer or something. Like, not even that.
Obviously, we can't have Mary into a poor family, so we have to transfer over a new pharmaceutical company over to over to the Haruhi, the Fujioka family. I thought we were gonna do that because it seemed like, okay, we'll just help out Tamaki's family, give them a fucking new medical fucking pharmaceutical thing. You just say for the Fujiokas, why not? No, we're having her go. I mean, she's going to Boston to study to be a lawyer, I believe, was her mission, right?
I am also I am not arguing in the favor of the rating. Don't take this as that.
Yeah.
However,
However,
I would, in your proposal, I would like to point out there was an entire interaction about the fact that Ronka probably would not have accepted.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
An arrangement from a pharmaceutical company because he has too much pride to like let the rich people help him.
You're entirely right.
That out there.
No, you're entirely right, because I completely forgot to mention during the graveyard date when he overhears that she's going to Boston on the scholarship, he jumps out from behind because he was also visiting the grave at the same time, and is just like, "You're not going there on that millionaire school scholarship. You're going there on my dead body with that scholarship, okay? I have a banknote at home. It's got some money saved up. Some of it from your mom before she passed. Some of it from me. And most of it was from your mom. But we got that money, so you can go to school. You can go to school with that money." And I'm just thinking, like, bro, it's a scholarship. It's a scholarship. Come on. And I was thankful. I was thankful the next chapter when Haruhi's just like, so I'm taking the free money. I'm using the free money to go.
Yeah,
okay?
I was very glad with that. Like, yes, don't waste your dad's hard-earned money.
I will continue to hold on to the brain cell. Thank you.
Like,
literally.
Like it's different than the situation before where they were trying to send her there in order to get her away from the Suos or whatever, and the host club in general. It's different when they were trying to do that, basically trying to strong arm her over to America. Otherwise, they were going to try to do stuff like get her expelled from school or whatever. Versus now, where it's just a scholarship she earned. So, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
it's crazy. She was always going to earn that scholarship. I don't know why they had to do all the other stuff.
I know. Yeah.
I
mean, their whole thing was they wanted her out like. They just want her out ASAP. Like, they want her out like immediately to get away from Tamaki, so that she couldn't interfere with things the grandma's control of things. Which, by the way, this brings us to a whole other character that I don't think there's too much to say about at this point, but for some reason it kept trying to say things about her. The fucking lawyer lady that was working for the Suos, who was being...
Kosuka or whatever?
She was being tricked by both the grandma and the dad, mostly, even more so the dad, who knew that she would go to work for the grandma in secret as well, and had secretly made her a triple agent for him, or something to that effect.
He's fighting some 6D chess over here.
Specifically knowing that her connection with Haruhi's mom, and specifically her dad, who she goes on a long rant about how her dad was actually her first love, a very long rant about that, while not mentioning him by name, but very clearly talking about him to his daughter. So
thankfully, Haruhi was not paying a lick of attention.
Right.
My parents are talking. I'm Haruhi.
Yeah, she's like saying all this to her, trying to like make her feel better because she thinks Haruhi feels depressed, and then Haruhi looks over like, "Oh, I'm not depressed. I'm fine. I worked through all this stuff last night. I'm just kind of here because I don't feel like going to class or something." I forget what it was, but she was just like, I'm not depressed. I'm good.
I'm skipping class. What a rebel.
I know, she's skipping class and she gets the scholarship somehow. Damn.
Look, you got to take a mental health day sometimes, bro.
Hey, listen, once you secure the scholarship, you're just like, all right, I don't have to try. I'm just going to skip class for a bit. Yeah, they brought the lawyer back late to try to reveal what happened with her, and I'm just like, you honestly had me not really care too much about her at this point. I
did not give a fuck.
Like, I thought she was going to play a much bigger, more meaningful role when we had the connection between her and her mom, Haruhi's mom. And then she just turned out to accidentally be like a triple agent who liked tuna fish sticks and wanted to tell people about that. Immediately sat down next to Haruhi and offered one to her. And then went on a rant about how her dad was her first love. So, yeah, what's up?
She'd been day drinking, clearly.
Are tuna fish sticks any good?
I don't know. I've never had a tuna fish stick.
I don't like fish.
That's because you're cringe, Andy.
Even if it's battered.
Hey, at least I knew what a mozzarella stick was.
That's true.
Fair enough. You wouldn't this
Most people in the world do know what a mozzarella stick is, by the way. Jot that down.
I don't think that's true, actually.
Well...
I think if you asked most people what it was, they'd respond to you in their native language. Okay,
well, I think most people in North America would know what a mozzarella stick, all right? You want to be specific over here with the actuallys out here? Listen, everybody here knows what a mozzarella stick is now, right? Everybody's good on that? Everybody's good? We don't have to explain this to people?
Right, what is this?
Okay, well... ask your parents, okay? They'll explain it to you, don't worry. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll go to Spain.
I don't know what was the end goal with the lawyer lady, other than just the dad specifically got her because she was like, because of the connection, you will be less harsh with trying to put pressure on them to get Haruhi gone, which means there's a chance that she will not be gone and things can be fixed or everybody can be happy. It was like the logic behind it. I'm like, this is a lot of steps to get her to be a quadruple agent or a triple agent in secret as opposed to just talking to her about it. Maybe.
Well, as we've established, the Suo family is very bad at talking to people.
You know what? That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
That's very true. Okay, so that bit happened. I don't think there was any other characters that I don't need to talk about or whatever. We had the masquerade stuff. Does anybody have anything else they have to say about the masquerade stuff? I think we pretty much talked about most of that. And then we get into, they go to Boston together. And I say together because everybody showed up. And that was the
gang's all here.
And that was the official end of the series. But we're not done yet. Because then you get bonus memes. One very long bonus meme specifically where the whole gang goes off to Spain for a Kyoya chapter. Yes, we get a Kyoya chapter with the boys also in night outfits for like a 2-minute bit to try to distract them. They could have distracted them in any way possible, but they chose the method in which Hatori Bisco got to draw them all in night outfits. And I approve, because I liked it.
Why would you do it any other way?
That's
Why would you
true.
do it any other way?
That's true.
Do you see a better option here, Chip? Okay, look, game theory, okay? When given the best option, you always use the best option.
So the story here for this chapter is we've gone to Boston. However, fuck Boston. We're leaving Boston immediately once we get to Thanksgiving. We're going to Spain.
We're getting out of Boston.
We're going to Spain because Kyoya was told by his dad that he has to go meet a woman. And so the whole group's like, hold up, we're coming with you. We don't know what that's about. And then they all go together. And then there they find out, oh, you mean you have to meet a woman that your brother is supposed to be engaged to, not you. Okay, we're still here on the trip. We're still here on the trip with you. And the dad, when they go to meet the woman whose name, I forget what her actual name is, but they start calling her Carmen.
Stuff.
They start calling her Carmen later, but I forget what her actual name's supposed to be. Nanako something.
Something Shoji.
Shoji, yes. I think that was the
Nanako.
family. So they meet up with her, and the dad walks away saying, all right, I leave it to you, Kyoya. Make sure she doesn't get away. I'm like, the fuck does that mean?
The fuck does that mean?
They mean literally get away. Okay.
He's like, keep your eye on her at all times. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? What's happening here? And she talks with him for a bit, and then is eventually like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And then Haruhi's also in the bathroom and catches her trying to jump out the window to leave. And the guards, Kyoya's guards, are outside, catch her. He's like, oh, I think you might have gotten the exit mixed up. And she's back inside. He's like, oh, it was my apologies. I just accidentally mistook a window very, very high up in the bathroom for the exit out of the bathroom. And so I ended up, outside. Kyoya's obviously just like not buying any of the story and very clearly lists out, like, I know you're very clearly trying to leave. And then we come to the understanding of she has had several arranged marriages be set up for her by her dad, in which she has resolved all of them by physically running away from them, I guess. As opposed to saying no, which I don't know what the rules of arranged marriages like this kind of work over there. But she's just like, I've just gotten out of this by running out and away from them physically. She made sure to know from Kyoya he doesn't know anything about the lay of the land, and then she tried to run away through the city. But she didn't get away with it. They caught her, and they're just like, we're just gonna have the whole gang stay here with us all together so that we can all go together and watch you. Make sure you don't run away. Now, each member of the group has their own different fun here. The twins are fucking obsessed with the architecture of Spain. They love Spain architecture and how it is everywhere. They immediately click with Carmen. Which, by the way, Tamaki keeps referencing Don Quixote, and they also start calling the lady Carmen. What was the reference for Carmen? I know Don Quixote. What's Carmen?
Carmen is a musical, I want to say.
Like a opera or something.
Yeah, it's an opera.
Yeah, that's the proper word.
Okay.
It's a type of musical.
Okay.
Sorry, I was opening a.
No, you go.
Hope you feel better.
Yeah, it is a opera.
I hope you don't feel better.
It's the one the Ave Maria song is from.
Sorry.
It started to sound like the Halo music for a second there.
So yeah,
you got a good voice for like an Andy.
I can't do opera. I'm not that. I'm a soprano, but I think I'm a soprano 2, not a soprano 1.
Sopranos.
Not a real soprano.
Getting all references today.
First never heard.
Soprano
I don't know where to
is
begin with
a
this.
music term for
on.
a
It did not
I
start.
know,
It did not
range?
start with the
I
HBO
know.
series Shadow. It did not start with the HBO series Shadow.
I'm fucking with you.
Which I'm sure you
Tony
know about
does
the
actually
series
sing
because
soprano, which is
Italian.
something
But
not a lot of people know.
Tony wins again.
anyways, okay. So Carmen's here, obsessing over how much she loves Spain with the boys. She's not Spanish, by the way, right? She's also Japanese.
No,
She just
she's
is there.
Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't acknowledge her.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
Well.
you know.
So yeah, her and the twins, they're obsessing over all the architecture everywhere they go. Tamaki keeps referencing Don Quixote. Kyoya and Carmen are just like Carmen's just like, I wish this fucking guy wasn't here anymore, and then I could have a more enjoyable time. I'm gonna make. She keeps literally calling him Mr. Megane or whatever, the Megane boy. Which I think happened earlier in the series too, where they just referred to him as the Megane, because the glasses guy. Her whole thing is just she wants to be a free spirit. She wants to not be forced into an engaged marriage so that she can continue to live her life to the fullest, pursuing her local cultural studies degree or something to that effect, like local customs. I think she was studying, and she wants to be able to enjoy her passions in that way and not just be forced into an engaged marriage that forces her and chains her more into family responsibilities like that. But she acknowledges that she is aware that her dad is trying to get her to do that because their family is struggling and needs this business deal with the Otoris to work out, or a business deal with somebody to work out, and most of the time they're trying to do it through the arranged marriage, I guess. And they have that understanding. Of course, once the host club hears the full story, they're like, okay, well, we gotta do something about that. We gotta save her. We gotta execute Operation Don Quixote. And that's where they just showed up in the night outfits, which was the only purpose was, again, to distract for 2 seconds so they could just walk around to the hallway and say, all right, there's a car out front. If you truly want to run away, you can run away. Or you can go back and actually talk to your fucking dad. And she was like, you know what? I'll just go back in. And then she talks to her dad. And then everything's happily ever after, because the Otori family is just like, oh, well, we decided to do the deal without needing the marriage. They've agreed to that. And so that's all fine by us, and she has to be happy. And you know what? That was all according to Keikaku. We knew we would never be tying the eldest son to this so that we can use him for something else later. We knew she was going to end up dissolving it at some point anyways by abandoning it. This is all according to plan. You just made it happen faster, Kyoya. Thank you for that, son.
It was a bonus chapter. I did not read any of Bisco's notes. I didn't read the margins. I didn't read the afterwards.
Sure.
I only read the flash forward stuff. So I didn't actually clock that this was a bonus chapter.
Oh.
I thought that this was just part of the plot. So I really liked that it kind of demonstrated the fact that, number one, Kyoya gets his masterminding from his father, but that, number two, his father is not at all oblivious to Kyoya's strengths.
Right.
Because the family dynamic that's kind of set up is the idea that Kyoya is the youngest son. He kind of often gets overlooked, and he's trying to do his best to basically show that he deserves attention and deserves the title of eventually adopting the family name. And I think that this was honestly more important than it was for the girl, because I'm not gonna make that joke, never mind. More importantly than the actual plot, I think it shows the fact that Kyoya is being noticed and paid attention to throughout all of the manga, enough that his father is able to look at a situation and know how to navigate it and exactly where to poke Kyoya to get him to go in the right direction. It kind of happened with when they were figuring out the pharmaceutical names too. He was like, dig into it for yourself. Like, I can't give you all the answers, even though I know them. And it's like, I think that it's something, because it was something that I was kind of digging for when you mentioned that you were wanting more Kyoya development, because obviously the manga is very Tamaki heavy. And I think that Kyoya's development, especially with his family, is just a lot more subtle. And I think that was really prevalent in the Spain chapter, and I really liked that. That was I think it was important for Kyoya, and it was fun. It was a good read.
Absolutely. I really liked that.
Can I mention what one of Kyoya's strengths is?
What's that?
Okay, see, Kyoya, he's got the yaoi hand, so he can grab you from any distance. Doesn't matter how far you are. Other side of the country? Nah, not anymore.
Okay, again, that entire Spain chapter was just Tamakyo. They were meant to be together. Bro, I cannot emphasize
no. It gets even better. Please, the panel right after this one. Yes.
Can you read it out loud for the Spotify listeners who can't see this?
No, I'm sorry,
aren't you too close? Are you gay lovers? We mentioned this earlier. The fact that the Spain girl immediately was like, "Are you guys like dating?" Like, oh, they are. They just don't know it. Okay, listen, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
Andy, it's time to take your medicine.
It actually is, low-key.
It is kind of funny how we have a series where there is constantly jokes about characters being gay, but we don't actually have any gay characters at all.
It's because they're rich, and so they're homophobic, and so they have to stay in the closet, but Kyoya and Tamaki love each other. I'm not crazy! Listen, no, I'm not crazy! Listen.
Like, we have...
No, that's true. Only rich people have ever been homophobic.
True.
And her dad?
Like we have Ranka, the dad, but we're only told that he's bisexual, and it's only specifically as jokes.
That's true.
Like, they only ever bring it up
joke.
as the butt of a joke. And I know this is a comedy. I know it's a comedy,
it's
but
supposed to
like...
be funny.
You know, like...
Why aren't you laughing?
Laugh now.
I'm not entirely convinced the twins are a joke, to be honest.
I'm not either.
We don't, at their final part, we don't get to see what kind of woman they be.
Yeah, they don't get a relationship. They're still just together.
For everyone else, they're just listing, like, you know, who they eventually get together with. For them, they're just like, oh, they have a little sister together. It's like,
they have a daughter, is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess, Hatori does approve of incest more than gay relationships on screen, considering her later works.
Oh, no!
I see.
No!
He's a big fan of the cousins.
Just saying.
So, for those listening on Spotify, our pseudo additional member Soul said, Andy getting dragged off stage by Forrest. I'm not crazy, I promise. I swear to God.
Additional member? I'll have you know they're an additional member.
Every single fucking book club, I've been sitting here like, you guys don't understand. It should be Tamaki and Kyoya, and feeling like you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, because it should have been. I really do not understand the part in Volume 18 where Honey chides Kyoya for having a crush on Haruhi, because there's no way that he had a crush on Haruhi.
No, yeah.
If he had a crush on any of the two, it's Tamaki. Like, that's just...
Yeah. I had thought, like...
You're not crazy.
So I had thought, like, maybe one of the earlier chapters they were trying to hint at, like, Kyoya having feelings towards Haruhi, but that was only for, like, the one awkward scene where it looked like he was like about to like assault her for a thematic, like, here's the reason why you need to be more concerned about other people, like, thing. And then he leaves like, oh, she didn't even think I had it in me to do anything with her. And I'm just like, this is not the way we try to show that somebody actually had feelings for somebody, I don't think. But I get that's what she was probably trying to do.
Gay.
But I was just like, okay, if we're not going to try with him, that's fine. You don't get to have these lines from Honey later. Like, we don't get to do that. We don't get to do that because you didn't do that with him. You like had him hang out with her at the mall once, like where he was like half awake, and then he was like, I don't have any money. Can you like pay buy food for me and call my guards or something? Like,
Hey, he also pushed her onto a bed once.
yeah, I mean, again,
yeah, no, that's what we're talking about.
We don't talk about that scene.
I'm just like, this is not enough if we're trying to even remotely hint at that. So I don't know why we had to try to act like, oh, we have to reduce, we have to talk about this too, like
it was a serious consideration.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
And you did say in a previous book club weeks ago at this point, if Kyoya was actually serious about getting Haruhi, he would get her.
Yeah, he'd win.
He would
win.
Yeah.
Because
win.
Kyoya does not compete to lose.
Yeah. He's high level, okay, with how he deals with that stuff. All right, he'd win. He's built different.
He would be in the if she might still pick Tamaki, but he would at least, you would know that he's in the running.
Well,
he would make it known
who he was fighting to have a relationship with.
You know who Tamaki, we know. Yes, we know. No, but it is just kind of like, okay, why do we have Huddy saying that he has a crush on Haruhi when he clearly doesn't?
I can only assume that line happens because she probably gets letters from people talking about how they would be cute together and remembered like some little hints about it before and trying to be like, oh, well, the author just being like, oh, I have to address that if I'm addressing everything to wrap this up. I gotta talk about what happens with all these different angles of this. I have to mention that.
I think she honestly thought that, like, oh yeah, half of the host club should be into Haruhi, and Kyoya included. I think she honestly thought that, like, people would catch on to that or something, even though it's so clearly that he has his eyes only on Tamaki. I honestly think it's, like, it might just be just that kind of heteronormative lens, like... was not even a possibility in her mind.
Not subtext.
There's so much subtext.
It's a lot of text here.
Anyway,
yeah. I to go back to all the stuff related to the Kyoya chapter here, what I did specifically like is I liked the parallels between focusing on how Carmen's family feels like they're like locking her more into responsibilities, and looking to Kyoya's situation, how that kind of parallels it, where like he's doing all this stuff, whatever the father wants, and he's doing it to try to further his position to try to take over the family. But the more he does it, the more it narrows his life's choices essentially into only doing these things and not really going out to pursue his own thing in a way. So it's kind of like a question about that, which is why I kind of liked that we had the added detail from Hatori Bisco afterwards, one of the like side things in the brief, like a look in their future, saying most likely he would win the offer to take over the company, but he would still decline it to do his own shit. And I liked that because it's unfortunate I don't get to see that, but I like that. You know, I liked that idea is there because she said she wanted to leave it vague on purpose for like the details of what happens with that. But you know, that idea, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot, I think. So he's just that powerful with that. But it would have been cooler for me to see that story as opposed to the Tamaki Suo family drama that happened with that, which is just grandma and dad didn't want to talk to each other, so we have to start a new pharmaceutical company and all that. So I won't get into all that again because we are yapping a lot about this stuff, and we should get towards closing thoughts soon. So does anybody have other thoughts that they want to bring up regarding the Spanish chapter, the trip to Spain?
They mentioned that if you drink from one of the fountains, you will eventually be forced to come back to Spain. I'm just thinking,
Taki's like, oh no, it's too late for me. It's like, oh, so you just come back to Spain? I don't know. It seems cool.
For the honeymoon that you were planning.
Yes. Really. That just means that
with Kyoya
out again, and then the loop begins over and over again.
I think you're far more likely to catch lupus from drinking from those fountains, then
It's okay. We have a cure for that now.
now.
We're good. We're good. We're good. We have that. We got that locked down. All right. We made millions off that. Okay. Carmen, I thought she was a fun bonus character to introduce towards the end. I thought she was a fun little character to add in. I thought she worked well with a lot of the characters here. Honey and Mori, I don't remember them doing fuck all this chapter.
They were there, Teehee.
They were there
They had
specifically
reactions in the background.
when they were in the night outfits. They introduced us. Honey was like a donkey from the story, and Mori was supposed to be Don Quixote's horse, I guess, or named after them.
Yeah.
Even though they're like in knight armor, but I'm like, all right, I guess these are
They
references
got the
to the
horse over
story.
DLC from Oblivion.
Listen, we're pulling an FGO.
Sure, why not?
A what?
Fate Grand Order.
That's probably
We're not
all
talking about
the
Fate
Don
Grand Order.
Quixote they know, to be honest.
Probably. Hey, chapters like this, I think, are fun in general because anytime Hatori Bisco likes to write a whole themed event thing, like the host club is in X outfits or whatever, like whatever kind of theme that they want to do, Hatori Bisco seems like she's genuinely like interested in these things and tries researching them a lot, to the detriment at times of the dialogue, because then she starts word dumping an entire Wikipedia page's length of facts about these things, which is a bit annoying at times with it. But I don't mind it when it comes to like how the outfits look in the end, I guess, and how they have the characters act with that kind of stuff. I think that stuff's nice. You know, it's one of those little details with how this is written. So, any other thoughts about the Spain chapter before we wrap that up? And I think we only really have the 2 or something page bonus thing with Tamaki and Haruhi afterwards, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
I liked the beginning. I didn't like the end. The end was just kind of meh because it's just more antics that are just over the top, I guess.
And
but
the answer was just talk to your parents.
yes. Ultimately, the answer was just, have you tried telling your parents how you feel? And it's like she literally already said she tried that.
I gotta say,
she literally already tried that. So
I gotta say, Hatori Bisco, okay, I don't know how wealthy you are now. You're probably more wealthy now than when you started the series, probably.
I hope.
But I would hope, but I don't know what manga lives are like afterward. I don't know, but I'm just saying. My point is, millionaire family people, I don't know if they get to say to their parents about this stuff. I don't know if just talking with them usually solves these things. I'm gonna be clear. Tamaki's dad, what he did might have been framed as fucked up. It probably would have legitimately been the only way to get out of that situation. In reality, like, I don't think there's much of talking out there.
No, like this is the third Omimai that she has been on, and it's just like, girl, you're not getting out of this without a ring on your finger. Like, you gotta run away for real. Like,
you gotta get out of here.
I think it's just more of the meh feeling because it's just the same plot point repeated over and over again. Just talk to them.
Millionaires are people too. That was a big thing that they kept trying to do in this series for me. Them trying to say millionaires are people just like the commoners, and I don't know if that's how that would go here, but
yeah, all of these people act like aliens except for Haruhi, so. Not really selling me on that one, Chief. But yeah, I like the beginning. The ending was just the same thing we've had over and over again.
Yep. The bonus little tinier chapter with Haruhi and Tamaki was pretty much just them alone at night in their little Bostonian apartment. Haruhi's trying to study. Tamaki's annoying her because they're like, come on, it's supposed to be movie and cuddle night. Come on, stop studying. And she's like, no, I gotta do this essay. And he passes out while trying to make food because he read in his book like number 1 or 2 in the book of things to do after you get married is to learn how to get better at taking care of the house and cooking or whatever. Then of course one of the other rules is make sure to kiss her daily. So then they have like a little I mean, I think it looked like they were about to kiss and then her stomach growled. So they're like, all right, well, let's eat first and then we'll have our little date night there. That was a little cute little thing to end this on. And then it ends it further with the shot of everybody else had a whole big long thing about what would happen to them in the future, but for them it was just a big long image of them in their wedding outfits, and it says, of course, I believe these two will get married.
I like to think that they got married.
Yeah.
Well, I like to think.
It's a very nice image too. I like it. That's very cute. Despite knowing the whole time that this was going to be the winning couple, like there was no doubt in my mind, like, Hikaru, I'm sorry, you might have been a fun character at times, there was no shot you had it winning this, but I still think Tamaki and Haruhi are cute together, even though Tamaki and Kyoya is a much more interesting choice given how they were throughout the entire series, but you know, it's fine, whatever. Let's talk, so that we're not going too long tonight, about general thoughts here about the series, I think. Well, hold on. Before I say this, is there anything people have to say about these week's volumes that we might not have covered yet that you want to bring up before we get into series thoughts in general? Okay, hearing nothing. Will you just go into series thoughts in general? So, for those of you who might not have been here in the past, or those of you just listening, how we typically do this is we'll go from the top of the Discord list. I'll read out the person's name. You'll try to give us like general thoughts, what you liked, what you didn't like, you know, whatever kind of feelings you want to convey about this, to summarize your general impression of the series as we end this, and then give a score out of 10, if you can think of one. Yeah, so we'll start with number 1, Tamaki Apologist. What did you think of Ouran High School Host Club?
Hi! I'm an overly negative person, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Objectively bad writing, objectively bad art, very mid manga. Unfortunately, I loved all of the tropes. I loved all of the characters. I loved all of the plot points. And it's probably one of, if not my top manga of all time. 10 out of 10, absolutely perfect, no notes.
I loved it starting with terrible writing, terrible everything, but 10 out of 10. Listen. Yeah. Hey, more power to you. Listen, people enjoy things in different ways, so. Anything else you have to say about it?
I think that everybody should read it.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation for this week.
I should ask you specifically, without going into too many details of how the anime ended specifically. How did you think it felt compared to how the anime was?
Hold on a second.
Yep, you're good.
They finally kissed!
God.
No! That is all, thank you.
Oh my fucking god. Jesus. Holy shit. Hell yeah. Alright, thank you so much for that. Next,
I've been waiting like years for that.
And your score was 10 out of 10, right? Your score was 10 out of 10?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for that. Next up, Arimia, what did you think of Ouran High School Host Club?
I liked the beginnings of it, but the repetitiveness of her writing really started to show within 3 or so weeks. And it was pretty amazing to see someone who can come up with good ideas, and will get halfway through a scene or a chapter or an idea, and then she just goes with the not the worst possible way to end it, but the most middling, confusing ways to end things, and introducing new parts that don't add anything and just detract and make you question how she even thought of adding that or why she thought of adding that, and just end things on kind of a
I love her for this. I absolutely love her for this.
Like, she definitely improved in some parts with her later series. But
Some parts, you say?
the more that we read of this, the more I just really questioned a lot of her ideas behind it, and it felt like she wasn't really being introspective with a lot of that. Like, why are you writing the characters this way? What is the intended goal for this character arc? Do you have an intended goal for this character arc? Do you have a character arc? Period. And like I had a lot of the notes earlier that I was talking about, just things where it's like a lot of these jokes just fall flat, or she just brings up jokes because she just beating a dead horse. Like we end things on a good note, and then she just has to make a joke out of it that just ruins it. But I did like the beginning parts. I do like the art in it. It's very, it is a very cute shoujo style. It is one of the shoujo styles that I do still like, and I think holds up really well. So I maybe a 7 out of 10. Earlier in the series, I would have given it higher. I did give it higher. I lowered my score. But now I guess a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. But I will need to stop thinking about it, because if I think about it more, I'm going to think about why there's so many gay jokes and all of that, and why we just keep making fun of things like that.
Right.
So I'm not going to think about it anymore. We're just going to give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it for the time I had with it. I'm glad it's not longer.
All right, fair enough. Thank you so much.
I did enjoy her later series more, if I gaslight myself into not thinking about the last things she added to it. So she did kind of improve, except she didn't.
Hey, listen, we do what we can. What did Andy made a guess at what you were going to score before? What
I think
Way lower. I think like a 3.
Yeah, he was like,
God.
oh, she's gonna hate it. It's gonna be like a 2 out of 10.
No, that's what
It's
happens
like
if you think more about it. So
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say.
I'll stop thinking, Ari.
Foreshadowing is a literary device.
all right. Well, thanks so much for that. Next up, Shadow. What did you think of Ouran High School Host Club?
All right, before I go on, Andy, last chance to guess when we're to score it.
Guess what you're gonna score it?
Yeah.
You're going to influence the vote right now? What the hell?
6 out of 10.
Okay, so absolutely incorrect. I have no notes. My only note is Andy, you're a coward. 11 out of 10.
Dang.
Well, I'm gonna have to be the ref here. Okay, what do you mean 11 out of 10? I said out of 10. You can't put 11 on fucking Andy list. What is this shit?
Yes, you can. If
No,
you're
you
not a
can't.
coward.
Yeah, if you said to like out of 100, what is this bullshit? Out of 10,
Okay,
pick.
fucking 10. Christ, are you happy?
Okay. Yeah, what'd you like about the series, Shadow? What was your favorite bits? Tell us about what.
There's a
what
lot
you
of funny
enjoyed.
stuff. And it was also done intentionally. It wasn't even that cool. It's definitely accidental. But I found it
That's
very
true.
funny.
That's true. It was a very fun comedy series with its comedy bits at many times. I figured you would enjoy this for the. This is like what, the second actual comedy series we've read. The first one being Azumanga Daioh, which is a very different style of comedy than this is. I'm trying to think if there's any other purposely comedy series we've read. There's many that have comedy elements, but I think this is the like second actual comedy series. So, all right, thank you so much for that, Shadow. Anything else, Shadow?
No, that's it.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for that. Thrice Deceased. What did you think of Ouran High School Host Club, and what would you score it out of 10?
I think overall I liked it. There was a lot of times where it did get kind of long-winded and repetitive in its messaging, because it really does boil down to like, well, why don't you just talk to them? Why don't you just tell them how you feel? And it's like, okay, is that everyone's problem? Are we just full of bad communicators at this school and in these families?
They're on the host
Again.
club,
Yes.
can't communicate.
Yes. But it was I overall liked it. I kind of think it was confused about what it was a lot of the time because it's like, does it want to be a sincere shoujo or does it want to be a parody of sincere shoujos? And it kind of tripped over itself trying to figure that out a lot of the time. And it like I feel like I can kind of tell that like it began as something that wasn't supposed to be popular but got really popular while it was still being written. And then Hatori Bisco didn't really know what to do with that and kind of just had to keep writing it. But I don't know. I think I'm probably scoring it higher than I should because of nostalgia, because the anime was like the first anime I watched knowing what anime was. And so I think I would probably do a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. Decimals here. How could you? How could you do this to me?
Derogatory.
Get wrecked. Get wrecked.
For those of you listening for the first time, okay, I hate decimals in your
Hey, Joe, is it too late for you to give it a 10.5 out of 10?
Do
You
I
are
need
not
to
allowed
just
to give it a
say
10.5.
You want me to round up?
If you
Hey,
want
round
to, I'm not gonna force you.
Hey.
I'm not gonna force you to. The other people in the club, no.
6.5 out of 10.
No, you weren't allowed to think about it more. You weren't allowed to think about it more. No,
Everyone does decimal
All right,
points
everyone,
now.
unionize.
No,
Hold the line.
I know. See, I know you didn't do it specifically to piss me off. Everybody else in the club does it at times specifically to piss me off. Okay,
I absolutely
they know it does.
do it to piss him off. I know
So-
he hates decimal points.
Just pick
I
up
was
fucking
just trying to
number.
be accurate.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. So 7.5. Okay. Anything else you wanted to share about it?
I think the point about like it being objectively bad art, there were moments where it was just like, ooh, I don't like looking at this sometimes. But other times it was really cute and I liked it. So it was kind of it had its moments.
Right. All right.
My philosophy, unironically, is that it's better than Familiar of Zero. And it's not quite the same, but like somehow it is almost.
Okay.
And so
Guy who's read one manga.
hey, that's
I'm
two.
really getting
Count
into
it,
my
2
opinion.
harem mangas. Okay.
That's true.
No, it's more that I consumed them around the same time, and so me being the kind of adult that hates who I was as a kid is like I had bad taste in media back then, and therefore this manga is bad. The art was fine. I probably wouldn't have agreed that the writing was bad at the beginning, but you all have been like have pointed it out to me, and now looking back, and I can be like, yeah, a lot of it was long-winded. So I feel the need to justify my score by saying I'm aware that honestly,
Andy, you don't need to justify your score.
That's true.
Shut up. Despite how culturally important it is, it's not great.
Yeah.
Right.
It just like Chap
Kinda how
said.
things are sometimes though.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember where I was going with that.
It doesn't have to be good to be personally important.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Have you seen Mega Man?
Have you seen Mahjong? Sorry, that was mean.
Mahjong? What? Mahjong's perfect.
That was
What do you mean?
really funny.
What?
Mahjong's perfect as it
Have you
is.
seen Toho?
Have you seen Toho Mahjong? It's great. It's perfect.
Have you seen the Fate
No
Grand
notes.
Order?
I'll link it to you. Don't worry, we can get you started right now.
Please don't. I still have Valentine's to make.
All right. Okay. Aztec, what did you think of Ouran High School Host Club, and what would you give it out of 10?
The story was like incredibly mediocre as a whole. It was entertaining though, and I value things I like more than things I don't like if they aren't actively detrimental to the experience. Wasn't a huge fan of the ending, especially. That was kind of annoying. I don't like idiot plots. But yeah, it was a good comedy, and I was here for the comedy. So 8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you were like hesitating whether or not to change it or not, but 8 out of 10.
Nah.
Locked in?
Yep.
Sounds good. Anything else?
8.1 maybe?
No. Don't listen to them.
8.5?
8.1
Do
digital surround sound.
Don't listen to them.
Decimals.
No. Thrice, you can't be one of them too. You can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. No.
You know, I could give another 0.5 rating so that it averages out to a whole number.
No,
Doesn't it average it
make
out
it
to
difficult.
0.25? Well, no.
Make it difficult.
Make it difficult.
Don't listen to the devils, okay, on your shoulder. Don't listen to them. All right. Thank you so much for that, Aztec.
That's one of the devils too, you fool.
Next up, me, Wolfborg, aka Chavin, aka Kyoyaborg. Okay, listen. This has been a very fun series, very entertaining and many times. My big things about this, I think the characters are very fun. In all of the cases that they bring them in, some more than others. They have their different ways that Hatori Bisco knows how to have fun with them. However, Hatori Bisco, I think, writes dialogue on all of her pages in a way that has me so distracted from the fun I'm supposed to be having, because it feels like a chore for me to feel the entertainment at times. To have to, in order to get the joke of what's happening, I have to read like several paragraphs of like bonus facts about a whole bunch of stuff for a joke that lands to me in the absurdity of it all, but is also like a big thing. Like Tamaki is always doing that as his bit. He's going off on long rants about something with flowery language about all the facts about a thing and something, for the joke to just be, Tamaki, you're a fucking idiot. And it keeps doing that. And I'm like, okay, it's funny, but it's also a lot of fucking reading to get that. And then sometimes we'll just repeat that kind of stuff. That was, I think, my biggest thing that kept just detracting the experience from me, was as I was reading it, many times, especially in these later ones where we're trying to like stop to talk in length about which expensive vehicle we should take to go to the final place or whatever. I'm just like,
When they're actively in a rush.
yeah, there's a lot of text happening with this for the dialogue that doesn't need to happen like that. We can shorten this up. We can tighten this up a bit. We don't need to write so much. And I think she even wrote that in like a little note in the final volume, one of the side notes, where she's like, I wrote so many arguments in the final volumes. I'm like, yeah, you didn't have to. You didn't have to write it like that. You could have shortened it up a little bit. But that's a little thing. I don't know if maybe they improved with that and behind the scenes or whatever, but that was the biggest thing with this that was detracting my experience, was just how lengthy it felt to read the stuff just by nature of how much text was there. That said, I did enjoy how passionate she seemed to be about the stuff that she was having them say, and all the different outfits and settings, and like where the plots, like the settings were arranged with, like where the plot was going with all that stuff. She seemed like she was very passionate about researching the stuff into it to try to like work on it and provide a fun experience that she was very much like inspired by from, like, you know, different outfit designs that she looked into, or architecture in Spain and stuff like that. So I very much appreciated seeing that passion clearly happening. It just also came with the side effect of now she also has to make the characters yap about them in length too. And then also, even with like stuff that's not about the facts, it's like them repeating plot things from like 7 different characters for a thing that I already understood or whatever. So I enjoyed the passion that she clearly has. It was just a little too much at times for how the dialogue was handled. I do really like Kyoya, and I like how he handled his stuff. I just think it's very unfortunate that I didn't get to see most of his actual family stuff more, but I did appreciate the times that I did get to see it. I was very appreciative that he got a bonus chapter even for the very finale thing, and I was happy for that. I think with how repeated all of the elements of the conflicts that happened are, like with basically what the conflict boiled down to, and the solution usually just being rich people are people too. Just talk to them. I'm just like, well, okay, I don't. There's parts of this where it's kind of out of touch, but I don't mind the whole focus on the rich versus the commoners or whatever here with how they handle most of the chapters, because mostly they were handling it as the rich people were interested in commoner culture, which I thought was funny how we had them handle that. But I don't know. There's parts of it too where it was just like, it seems like Hatori Bisco doesn't understand how some of these people would probably normally, and I understand this is manga, it is trying to be more of like an ideal fantasy of what these types of boys might be like if you met with them in school or whatever, but in reality they might be assholes more likely. I don't know. That all said, my final score for this, given all of that facts, plus how much fun I had, plus how much I did enjoy the art, especially for the emotional moments, how much Hatori Bisco would go crazy on the art for the emotional moments and their outfit designs, I'd probably give it probably like a 6, probably a 6, which to me is not a bad score, by the way. To other people, it might seem like it's a bad score, but to me, it's not a bad score. To me, it means that I very much enjoyed the series, but I don't know if I would see myself reading it again. Specifically here, I don't think I'd be reading it again because of how fucking long it feels like it takes to read through it. So I don't know if I'd be reading again for that reason, but I did enjoy so much of my time with it. So so that's why I gave it that score. I'm not bored with it or whatever. It's just that, all those reasons. So 6 out of 10. That's why I give it.
You wouldn't read it again for your favorite miniseries, Love Egoist?
You know what? Maybe I should drop it down another point. Maybe I should.
I was
Wait a second. Ouran does have cousin Cess in it because it has Love Egoist in it. I can drop it down to a 4 out of 10. Oh my god.
You're not supposed to think more about it. You're not supposed to think more.
Ignoring Love Egoist.
Love
if
Egoist.
we took that out.
It's not supposed to be a part of Ouran. It's just included in our things. I wouldn't
Rainbow,
factor that into my thing, but I'm just
Save me, Rainbow.
Toho Mahjong. All
I
right, so that's
included in my rating because I skipped them all.
and you know what? You're better off for it. You're better off
You're
for
better
it.
off.
You were
Absolutely
probably
better
right
off.
for that.
Hatori Bisco, I will say it once again. Okay, this is a reason why
You are
that
cooking.
probably didn't get picked up as its own series. I'm sorry, but it wasn't working out. Okay, it just wasn't. So, anyways, that's me. So next up, Anne, what did you think about Ouran High School Host Club, and what would you give it out of 10?
Oh boy. Up until this week's rating, I probably would have gone with like a 5, just to split the difference of like, I didn't enjoy most of it, but in the sense of like, there's very little here that I found personally appealing. And then I just got so frustrated with the fucking gender parentheses derogatory of it all. And yeah, it just got more and more frustrating as I kept reading, especially the ending, and then thinking about it and talking about it, and I'm just I didn't enjoy it, unfortunately. So probably like a 3.
Damn. Oh, damn. I was worried I was going to be the lowest, but damn. Holy shit.
No, I'm the bitch.
And then she thought about the cousin Cess, so that dropped it down to a 2 out of 10.
No, Ari.
Oh yeah, sorry. 2.5.
Oh. Sorry, your vote's already been locked
It
in.
has
I
to be at
can't,
least 2 for the twins.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it wasn't locked in already, but that silly edit button, it doesn't work anymore. Oh.
Yeah. No, there's just no way around it.
Yeah. Yeah. What can be done? Yeah. Anyways, anything else, Anne?
No, I'm done.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that. 3 out of 10. Next up, Baguetti. What did you think about Ouran High School Host Club, and what would you give it out of 10?
So I think I think my own personal conclusion about Ouran is that it is ultimately a satire. I really I don't think it's gonna beat the satire allegations for me, and it's really just because nothing really makes sense and nothing is consistent,
Yeah.
which which are kind of big flags for satire. And but I do think though that she ended up creating Hatori Bisco ended up creating something that kind of escaped her because the fandom was pretty big at the time, and I know a lot of people who got into anime and to reading manga because of this series. So gotta give her credit or credit's due, I guess. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. I think that's an okay-ish score for me. Um, you know, it was just difficult because it's honestly it's Ari's fault because she was making me finish another series, and I think it just kind of dampened anything else I was like reading at the time. So it's her fault. So don't
I'm
Oron
sorry
fans
I made
don't
you.
come for me. Don't
I'm
come for
sorry I
me. It's
made
not
you
my fault.
read De Peak Man. That's actually queer and actually good and actually peak writing and peak art and peak characters and peak character lines and
So
All right,
good.
then we're gonna
It's
read the
so good. I'm
Grayman. Tell us, come
sorry.
on, we're gonna read the Grayman.
I'm sorry.
Ari recommends it at the beginning of book club like every other meeting, so you know I
I'm gonna
think
read
we've
it.
heard
It's
about it
so
once or
good.
twice at least. So I don't know.
Alright, what is it? I've never heard of it.
I haven't heard of it either.
Guys, my cat has come to say hello.
Well,
I
What did the
guess.
cat give it?
what did they think
What's
about
the
Orange High
cat give
Schoolers
it?
Club? Yeah, what's the cat score?
What's your score, Jules? Damn.
She
zero.
says Tamaki.
Instead.
She says it should have been Tamaki and Kyoya. It should have been them.
Is the cat the yam part of the bacon, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And the
impressive.
bacon part of the bacon is that I really like bacon.
Who's the bacon?
Oh.
But then who are you?
The
Then who's the cat?
the Nyan
I had
bacon.
a really unfortunate conversation with a coworker about how I don't really associate with Andy or my legal name. I actually would prefer if people would just call me Nyan, like in real life.
Oh, I see.
Are you also in a high school host club?
No, I just work at a company that forces us to display our legal names next to our preferred names, so we have to keep dead naming each other to find each other in the system. It's really fucked up.
I see.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
one wants to call me Honey Senpai ever, and it
Oh my
sucks.
god. All right, Biggetti, was there anything else you had?
No, that's all I have to say.
Sweet.
It's
So
all Ari's fault.
that's true. That's often true. All right, so
It's
the
often
final
true.
scores we got here. Andy gave it a 10. Ari gave it a 7. Shadow gave it a 10. Well, he tried to give it an 11.
Actually, I give it a 6.5 now.
You are
No.
Damn.
terrible. How
Damn.
could you do this?
Again, just that edit
They were-
button's not working.
They reminded me of the cuss test. I'm sorry,
It
it's
doesn't
lovely
count.
egoist.
It's not real, Ari.
It's
There
in
were
the
no
it's in the
puns.
printed volumes.
No,
I
it's
see
not.
it.
Okay,
Yes,
this
it
is-
is.
Okay, as I go through this is your
Never-
last chance to
we're
change your
never
score, by the way.
escaping.
So Andy gave it a 10. Ari gave it a 6.5. Shadow gave it a 10. Thrice gave it a 7.5. Aztec gave it an 8. I gave it a 6. Ann gave it a 3. And Biggetti gave it a 7.5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Divide that by 8. Our average score is a 7.3 out of 10. That was the official final verdict about Ouran High School Host Club. Anybody have any very, very final thoughts that they want to convey before we wrap up for tonight? And can
Andy,
go
I have
home?
one final question for you.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to go visit your dad after this?
Huh?
Oh my god.
Some jokes.
All right.
You know what?
Okay. So, let's wrap this up with this. Ouran High School Host Club is done. Finished. No more. No more of the host club ever. They're moving to Boston now. They're just hanging there now. Good for them.
I don't want to
Good
go
for
to
them.
Boston.
I'm going to go
Anime
visit
Boston.
them. Yeah, I might see them at Anime Boston. I know I'll see some cosplayers.
You probably will, yeah.
There's usually at least like a couple that I see every year there. So, all right.
It
so
was
that is,
like
Bostonian
my
manga.
siblings' first cosplay, so
hey,
I can't
No.
tank it too hard.
that makes sense. So, thank you so much, everybody, for joining through all 18 volumes of Ouran High School Host Club. I hope you had a good time, and I hope if you were listening, you also had a good time hearing our thoughts and all that. Remember, if you would like to become a part of the book club or watch them live, we host these live every Thursday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick at the same time. These episodes are also going to be uploaded to Spotify. I almost have the edits done with those, and those are going to be up there. And then basically all the episodes for Ouran Host Club are going to go up all at the same time. So that'll be a fun time when you do get to hear this. And the next series is what we have to do next. Oh, also, if you want to become a part of the book club, join discord.wolfborg.com. Of course, grab yourself the Anime Book Club role if you'd like to be a part of this, because the next thing that we're going to be doing in the server is the vote to determine the next series that we're going to read. Now, this time we're going to be doing a slightly different than we have been in the past. I'm still going to collect all your recommendations as usual, and we're still going to have a general vote like we usually do. But in this case, we're going to be using the general vote as a way for me to see what we're all interested in, to determine which ones we are going to pick ahead of time. We're not just picking the top series to read next. We're going to be picking several series to schedule for us to read. We'll try this out with the couple series depending on their lengths, and see how it goes from there. I'll figure out the fine details of how I want to handle it. But we're not going to be meeting next week so that we can host this whole process to figure it all out the week after, which will be the 26th, February 26th. That's when we will meet to start whatever the next series is going to be. And we just talk about this live in the Discord call, so if you want to be a part of this, you can just join the Discord, you can grab the role, and you can have a fun time with us. Now, also, included with that as the Discord thing that we're going to be doing, which, by the way, once this meeting's done, everybody can start posting their suggestions in the chat. I'll post like official news for how that voting process is going to work. Saturday, we're bringing back the watch parties, the related watch parties that we typically do, related to the series that we watch. We still have to check out Kagero Project, which we're going to be watching all of the music videos of to start this Saturday. So I've spoken with a couple Kage Pro heads that I know who knew the correct music videos I should look for the time, some of which are official. Others were fan-made videos because at the time they were only released as like a static image because it was just a song or whatever. But I have a pretty sizable collection of those. So we'll be watching those together in the Discord on Saturday. I think I said 3 o'clock Eastern time is when we're going to be doing that. And then afterwards, probably the next week, we're going to be starting the anime for Mikaku City Actors, I think is what they called that. So we'll be watching that. And then at some point, we're going to be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And then we're going to be continuing Sailor Moon as well. We got a backlog growing of these. The Sailor Moon one's the big project because there's still like several seasons and those are pretty long. And because most of those have like original things in a lot of episodes. It's very fun though.
The original.
It's very fun. So if you're interested in those, you can find links to all these things probably down below wherever you're watching this from. Hit whatever, follow, like, subscribe, whatever, and all that fun stuff. And we thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching, and thank every of our guests for being here. It's time for us to raid out. It's time for us to get the hell out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Goodbye, stream. Who do we have to raid? I think I saw somebody. Let's see. Are they still alive? They are. Let's raid into Kitsunderes, who is doing art. It looks like they're drawing Mori and Kiara right now. It was very cute. So, say hi to them. I hope we have a... No. What?
Mori.
Yeah. Mori is not
Ouran
just...
Hollow Live Host Club.
The Ouran host clubs are becoming VTubers in Boston? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Boston?
Totally see that multimedia project happening.
That's what Mori did when he graduated. Okay, he eventually became Mori the VTuber. Of course, yeah. He's got all his deadbeats. Anyways, thank you so much, gamers. Talk to you all later. Bye bye, gamers. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.